broadcast and start streaming. Hopefully, that'll have put me live. And then, can I rename the stream? Can I do that? Can I do that? Just in-house match number 3.
Okay. Bunch of blood on the floor.
Save. There we go. Beautiful. Hopefully that's working. Let me know when everyone has joined the server. From your team.
I think from our team, everyone's joined the server.
Yes, and PageKey, you can swap back now.
Has anyone not joined from the other team?
A
Like
bit,
Rhino hasn't? Yeah.
I don't know who plays. So
Alright, very good. You guys are all set up and ready to go then?
Yes, now we are.
Okay, well, I'm going to tell you now then that when I do game start, that will be game start.
Okay.
So when the warm-up ends, we will go straight into game.
Is Cynical also casting?
Cynical will be casting with me, yeah.
Okay. So I know.
Okay, I'm going to go chat with the other team. Good luck. Hopefully it's a bang series. Catch you guys in a bit.
We aren't playing Mirage, are we?
No,
No,
we
right?
will be starting on Inferno, then Dust 2, then Train. Is a map currently on Inferno?
No,
it's on
Mirage.
Fucking in Mirage, yeah.
Okay, I'll change that as well in a second.
Rack.
Hello.
The namesake
Rat.
of the team.
Is everyone in on your team?
Wait, Dead Rat.
We're waiting for
No, different one.
Rhino.
Rhino.
I'm going to change the map to Inferno as well very quickly.
Okay.
See, Healy Dog is already putting up numbers in warm up. I see.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Finally, join the server. It's ready.
Yeah. I'm on my way.
Good.
Oh, Healy Dog, watch out!
No, you.
No. Must have been the wind, guys.
It must have been the wind, he says.
Yes. Must have been the wind.
Okay, and I think I know the rest of the console commands.
Alright, let's go.
Hold on. Alright, let me do...
Oh, we're dying!
Wait, we shouldn't be starting yet.
We're not playing on Mirage, Healy Dog, don't worry.
Yeah, don't worry.
It's okay.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. What did the fuck did they change their profile pictures to?
What's wrong?
You knocked someone, bro. You just knocked someone.
I night stated. I was
Hopefully-
better, he turned to look at me. Just
Are you
as
guys
I
loading
hit
into
my head.
Inferno now?
Yes.
Yes.
T-side, guys. T-side.
Okay.
Alright, guys.
And I say the same thing to you guys, which is that when the warm-up ends, then the game will be starting. Once I'm in.
Okay. Okay.
When what?
Is the
When the
warm-up
warm-up
currently
ends.
paused?
No, it's
warm-up
1
is
minute
not
36.
paused.
1 minute 35.
What's the command to pause warm-up?
I already heard lined up.
Warm up is still not. Oh, there you go. Now
What's the
warm-up is-
what's the command, David, to pause the warm-up?
MP
Warm-up
warm
is not
up,
paused.
pause 1.
Okay, got it.
Sorry, MP warm up, pause timer 1.
Warm-up underscore pause timer 1?
MP underscore warm up underscore pause timer 1.
Okay, I just
There's
need
a
it.
space
I just need
between
it in
them.
my...
Hey, it just crashed.
Yeah,
It's
stage
okay.
crash.
But it'll be back. And this happens.
Fucking go.
Let me know when state is in. I'm just waiting to join, because then hopefully my 10 view keys will work, my 10 spectator keys, because previously they haven't always all worked. So I'm just...
There's an actual achievement for the bells, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
You need to play them in like a specific order. I don't remember what it is. I don't have that achievement.
Probably like a song.
I think it's an old achievement, because they removed a lot
Yeah.
of the achievements when they moved to...
Yeah, isn't there only
it?
one
There
achievement
was-
in
there's only
CS2?
one. There's only one in CS2 now. There used to be a
Oh.
bunch of achievements, but
It
unfortunately,
still
there are
does
no
something,
longer.
I think. It still does something.
It maybe does something in the level, but it doesn't.
Yeah, it does something in the level. I don't remember what. It should at least, from
Ronnie,
what I
quickly,
know.
when we're throwing HUs over wall, if you aim above the wall, this one here, you kind of throw it at that angle.
Okay.
Right.
Throw it so it goes over.
Why did Healy Dog leave?
I'm trying to bike. I'm just changing skins. I didn't have my Zeus skin on.
Yeah, you need your Zeus
Ah,
skin,
see.
because you promised me a Zeus skill this tourney, didn't you?
Who said that?
Guys, think we need to report this server. It's been causing some misdeeds.
It's true.
Serious or?
No.
I'm obviously not in, so I can't see what's going on, and so I'm very worried that you just told me that like the whole thing is about to get completely fucked.
If I want to do that, I need to do way less than that. I could do SV cheats 1. I could do SV infinite ammo 1. I could do no clip. I could do SV grenade trajectory pack. Actually, wait, no, that's a good idea for the warm up, isn't it?
All right.
But don't
Crash
bother
Fan
now.
1 is back.
Is
No,
everyone
no,
in
I'm
the
not gonna
server?
do.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, everyone is.
Okay, let me. Oh, that's a YouTube link, not a Connect link.
It's got dropped on mid.
Where's the IP? Is the
Can
IP
you
in
move
the
into Lethal Company?
yeah. We'll move to Lethal Company, and then once the warm up ends, guys, that will be game. That will be game live. Okay.
When what?
Let's see.
When I unpause and end the warm up, that will be the game starting for real. Just so you know.
Say less, gang.
Right. Good luck.
Say less, say less.
I'm sure
Yeah,
you won't
well,
need it. Yo.
Ah,
Now I just got to grab the IP, paste that bad boy into the console, whilst live streaming it onto my YouTube. Join Team Spectator. Okay, well my 6, 9, and 0 keys still don't work. That's okay. Yeah. Right. Okay, let me very quickly as well grab this link, copy and paste it everywhere so everyone can watch, and then I'll get us rolling.
oh yeah, I can.
You left the game? One guess. Let me put it in content announcements as well. Alright. Sweet. We are just waiting on Healy Dog to get back in the server. Is he back in the server?
Yes, Healy Dog is back in the server.
Healy Dog is in the server, so I'm hearing. Yes, which means I can type the command and we can get underway.
Yes. Everything is working.
Is it MP underscore warm up underscore end or MP underscore warm up end?
I have no idea. Ah, there it goes. The game is starting.
We are underway here at the OCT Grand Finals. Here on Inferno for the first map of the day, which was picked by Team Red Yuri, I do believe, against Team Rack in this draft. And we find ourselves with Team Red Yuri on the T side, and it's immediately a very aggressive A lead, facing down.
Yeah.
What is a 3A 2B setup, fairly standard.
Yeah. Second mid to mid, and here's Danny in
Here's
the apartments.
everything.
He
Here's
definitely
the
hears
rush.
all of this,
There's
and
the first
yeah, all of the info is given. But Rack and Curry are still looking down mid, while Anomaly Cast on 1 and Page are rotating back.
The USP
Dan finds the
does
first.
ring out for one.
And the
And the
bomb.
fight is now close range as Dan does pick up a second, but the bomb is down, and that's a third. Dan and Anomalous Cars found one, combining for 3 and 1, just leaving in the 1 versus 5.
Oh,
and with
it's a
that,
fast
that
round.
quick retake, very quickly.
That's a
Dan
fast,
just takes over
fast
the whole bomb
round.
site.
Dan is here with 100% headshot percentage rate with 4 kills, just clicking heads as he sees them, deleting.
Already we're under. That's a commanding start as they mean to go on from the CT side of Team Rack. Yeah.
I wonder what was the call here for second mid to A side on pistol round. Typically we see a lot of B rushes.
Indeed,
maybe
especially
they
out
were
of this
trying
group of
to-
players. Although what we've seen now is actually the full Mac 10s coming in against what looks like MP9s and only a single upgraded rifle.
Yeah.
This could be interesting.
But they are, however, going to do the same strategy and beat the same resistance.
Indeed, the question is,
now
will the rifles be set up in the
50%
right place?
of
This
rifles.
M4 is in the right place, but it does find one. It's immediately traded out by Healy, and Healy actually does pick up 2 more. Goes down to a normal Akaris.
But mid
Dan's
presence
Eagle
is
will pick up
hard. Nim
Nim on the
finds
Mac 10.
Dan.
Looking for the fight, is going to get
Ugh.
damage but no kill onto a normal Akaris, and it leaves us just 8-bit ice in the
We're
one
looking for a
versus
possible clutch
2
situation.
here.
People-
And the clutch
the
does
fight here.
put him into a 1 versus 1 with a slight health advantage, but no bomb. And the question now is, where will he go? He's heard the step. He must have heard the step.
Yes. And it's kind of what are we gonna see
And
here?
that is
Oh,
the
we're gonna see
round.
a
What a position. Gambles correctly. Doesn't go
Interesting-
for the
interesting
M4.
play.
Does get the M4 at the end, but that's a rare lack of consideration for the angle out of a normal Akaris fan in that situation, you would have to say.
And do you think this is because the normal Archives Fun 1 is going into this expecting to stomp the lobby as he did last time?
I
And
think
are we
he
expecting
must
it to be
have
the
a
Tom
lot of
Thompson
confidence in this
carry?
situation. He must do. But that situation
And
might just humble him a
look
little
at
bit.
CT economy right now. It's all over the place.
Indeed it is.
Meanwhile,
5
rifles.
rifles going straight into this setup. That would just be the one from Anon. But Nim immediately
Oh, but
trades.
another Archives goes down.
Just page key left, and
now it's
Healy,
just-
a nice little spray, opens up the bomb site. 3 versus 3, but the flank is fast. The question is, will Ronnie only be
But Ronnie's
expecting
not
this?
caught. No, Ronnie
is
always
very
still hasn't
fast.
turned around. However, no
Kuranagi in
help has
position.
been
Now
shaved
it's been
on.
heard. Now it's been heard. And the spray is not quite good.
Ooh.
Dan will pick up 1. As we now look, 8-bit ice to be the first point of defense. AK will not get 1. And it all falls onto Healy in 1 versus 3. But he does
Oh,
get
but
2.
he gets 2.
Can he get another? Landers left. 1 versus 1. Healy 3 in the round. Looking for the clutch.
Well, look, Healy here, all you need to do is to stay calm, allow for time to tick down.
Bomb is
Landers
on his
does have a
side.
kit.
He has a kit, but no smoke.
However,
It's a hard
I do
position to
not
play
believe
for.
back
And the
And
AK-47
Hibudaki
will
picks up the
bring
4th.
out for the 4. And what a round out of this young British superstar author. Really showing his value here.
Quite quick rounds, though, wouldn't you say?
Very quick, very aggressive counter-strike we're seeing out of this T side. It looks like they found themselves exactly where they want to be, and after that little pistol round hiccup, found their way back onto the map. But so far we have seen Anomal Akaris Fan 1 getting shut down in all of these rounds.
Yep, it's quite aggressive. Oh, they're going for the Astralis strategy.
The Astralis strat does come out. The question is, will the T's play into it? It does look as though they've called for a bit more of a default round here. 8-bit ice probing towards Banana, and the others probing towards the apartment's position. The question is, are they just going to walk into this stack?
But
8-bit
even if
ice
they
will
do,
be the
I mean,
first face,
do have.
but their stack is
Oh.
falling apart. The stack is falling apart. But as he's
What-
going forward, doesn't get it. 8-bit ice, the wild spray. That's 2 down to Page Key's pistol. Ronnie only picks up 1. Reloads the gun, but now that AK-47 is in Page Key's hands. The question
It's
is,
2 AK-47s, but Ronnie Ollie
will
picks
the
up
bomb go
another.
down?
They're greedy.
Ronnie only gets 2.
But Ronnie Ollie.
The rifles do go over, and we're left in a 3 versus 2, no kits and no armor. You have to wonder, have they actually already done enough? They may lose 3, and that is tough to just the USPs.
But they're not. Yeah, they're not going for a save. They're going for full
Lack of
fight.
armor
And they
is-
lose
is-
a little.
And the players go to the line, and Healy will pick up 2 there. Ronioli and Healy combining for 4 inside of the round. The question is, has Kuranagi's position been noted? She might just go to defuse the bomb here. But no, Nim is there. Locks it in, secures the round.
Doesn't catch much. We're looking at quite interesting gameplay. We had a lot of concerns from the start that Healy Dog might be washed, but currently, through this preliminary 4 rounds, we're currently seeing Healy Dog at the top of the leaderboard. Not in damage, but certainly in kills. 8 kills to Healy Dog's name and 7
Indeed.
to Dan's.
8 kills on the impact so far. That has been an absolutely stellar showing out of Doggins. And we did have questions about his form coming into this event, but those questions do seem to be pretty null and void. We're seeing another very standard setup out of this CT side. The double nades don't find any damage, and Nim is going to be the first point of contact into apartments up against 5 and Dan. The question is, which way will the gunfight go? Coordinated in hand, and that's a sharp headshot from Nim!
Yeah, we typically saw them going in quite loud into apartments, so this much more quiet and much more thought out.
8-bit Ice with the Galil will sit him down, and now it's just Page Key left.
This round is as good as over.
This one really has fizzled out. It would have to be something quite special, and it may well just be the save being called for as well. These defaults out of the CT side have looked a little uninspired. I think it must be said. The Astralis strat is a cute way to find a few kills and take some economic momentum away from the T side, but
it's something that we haven't seen before, which is I think the important bit.
Indeed, and Ronioli actually very sharp on the headshot there. That's a lovely little position to be in.
Closes out the game.
And it goes 4-1, and this lead is starting to get commanding now, and the money is still broken over on the attacker side.
And we're looking at the match favorite buying an op already in this part of the game, and we know how oppressive that Healy Dog can be on this op.
Indeed,
so
we've
now...
seen his impact time and time again. Question is, T-side AWPing, where's he going to find his impact? And it's right there, the impact is found immediately. I couldn't even find the correct camera perspective. Oh, good heavens. Lagging a lot. Very strange visual bugs here, so I apologize for that. However, the AWP has found its mark in the round. Ronioli and Z have chimed in as well. Nim has got the one, and this AWP just holding the line in CT spawn. Is there any way back into this for Dan? You'd have to
not
think
at all.
The 1v4
and with this economy, $450
and the AWP
for
brings
this
out through the wall.
It's just too oppressive. There is no way to go around it.
Indeed, and the economy is, as you say, starting to really stack up for the attacker side. Very well observed.
And yet still, we're seeing more buys. We're seeing a FAMAS, we're seeing an MP9, we're seeing 3 rifles and 1 kit, and a very strange spread of mostly incendiary utility.
Indeed, a bit of a lack of defensive utility here. Is that going to come back? Yes, the AWP shot rings out, but it's slow. Does
Even
allow
still,
for the cross. And the cross is in fact good, and Vibe and Danny will pick up one straight onto Z there, but is this angle being considered? Yes, it is. Vibe and Danny actually does pick up 2 there, and that's a very hard round now to pull yourself back into if you're Healy Dogs.
We're looking at a round that
the red lesbian side.
CT could actually pull themselves back.
Indeed, this could be the shift in momentum to really make this half close and make it hurt.
And they really don't want to test this banana. They know that Anomaly has found when he's here. They do not want to test
Indeed,
it. Yes, but Anomaly has
rare.
found was the only one there, which is interesting as we're looking at a 4-side CT stack while a T side is slowly going through T apps. And we must wonder if they're just gonna come in and find themselves with a little bit more than they, a little bit more to chew than they bit off.
This 4-man setup is very, very solid, and really, are they just going to bleed the time off the clock here, these CTs? They don't really have a reason to want to contest this. This angle is strange, but PageKey must have seen that. Must have seen that.
Can PageKey not see?
Must have seen that.
Moving to B
and
is a very
in all chat. That's a compliment. The AK of 8-bit Ice does ring out. The question is, 3 versus 1, this is a nom to be tested, and we know this is a man with a lot of rifle firepower, but this Healy Dog AWP, this is a powerhouse.
But we're looking for a really, really quick rotate from Dan.
This is the head-to-head that has defined the series. And the AWP brings out. Finds his man.
AWP brings out, and we
the question is there a smoke to cross? There's no time. 8-bit Ice and Ronioli might just go down after time here. And that would be a disaster.
Ronioli forgets to hold down the mouse 1 button.
And after time, it does look as though the instant 1-tap wasn't quite there, and the FAMAS will flick around and get the kill. No AK is given over, though, to that defensive side.
However, Dan does have the op now, and we're looking at an op v op head-to-head, probably down mid.
Indeed, although it does look as though this immediate lean towards the A side and second mid position. Will there even be a
very
contest
interesting
on mid?
position? I
Might
think
they
they're
contest
contesting
apartments?
balcony.
The AWP is just holding its line down mid.
They must hear this. This is stampede.
This is loud. This is loud. It's straight into the AWP.
Oh, but the AWP does not
But the
find
AWP
any.
doesn't find its mark. The question is, will it now on the site defense? No, one has crossed. And the AWP nowhere to go. Eventually will ring out.
I'll find
But
one.
Ronioli quick on the trade. The molly burns down to 67.
Well, this positioning from Nim.
So he's on the line, Anomalous Cars fan 1 slides in. It's just Healy left on the AWP. But that's
but he
quick
finds
too.
2? Does he find 3?
The diffuser's going to come in, he's got a kit.
He's coming in.
No,
He
not
tries
like
to go for
this.
the wallbang, but doesn't get it.
Will get the kill after the round, but the round goes the way of the defender side. Now that we weren't expecting. Especially after
it's
that
kind of interesting to think.
rare
Is
miss.
Healy Dog quite playing for the win, or is Healy Dog playing for kills? He is still at the top of the leaderboard.
Indeed,
with a
15 and 4
crisp
is a lot of
15.
impact.
Yeah.
And on Anomalous
But
Cars
the
fan
bit
1,
of-
we're seeing a bit of a slow start out of this player. Although he is
Yes,
often a much
he's-
more aggressive T-side player, so it's not impossible that that's why. But Warp jumps back across.
seems-
Is it just baiting for the shot, though? No. That's the position held. No AWP now on the defender side against the big green of Healy. And they are looking like they're going to be testing this B-side, defense once again. And Anomalous Cars fan 1 in this
First
power
and
position on
second
top of first orange. But falls off the angle just as Nim comes into it. That step's been heard at first orange, but the shots from Page are crisp.
He finds first.
And Anom chimes in for another. Will he go looking here? Ball brings out, and actually
And Healy
Ape
Dog
Ice
goes
brings
down.
down Anomalous Cars fan 1. And with that, but the CT position is not being considered. The bomb goes down. As we see the cousin duo,
this
much
church-
like Nico and
That
Hunter.
must be hers.
But that's good. But Ronioli quick on the trade, and that molly has really held them up as it's Landers and Kuranagi left in this retake situation. Ronioli with
Ronnie
it all
has
to
not
do,
moved
AK
an
in
inch,
hand,
but it's a
doesn't
1
need to
versus 2.
sometimes. They're loud about this. The flash comes in.
They are very loud,
doesn't
and they
quite
flash
land,
themselves.
and doesn't quite find both. One more bullet would have done it.
Close,
Is Landers a
very,
bit lost?
very,
No.
very.
Has managed to find the bomb. And has got a defuse kit. No jeopardy in this one. Will just be a close to bring us to that 5-4 scoreline. Gotta say, a really valiant attempt out of Ronioli there in the 1 versus 3 situation. Picked up the first, played safe for the second kill. Unfortunately, just 1 bullet shy of the 1 versus 3, but what an attempt it was. We gotta give our flowers to this player, new to the tournament circuit here, so quite an impressive
It was a very, very close round. We're looking at a 3-round lead from 3-round wins from CT side.
Indeed, they're on a bit of a streak
picking
here.
up momentum again.
The momentum is certainly on their side. The question is everything else? The AWP now in a different player's hands. But 8-Bit Ice quick on the trade onto Dan. And that's good, that's fast. Now they're in a 4 versus 4, and this heavy impact player from the CT defense has been taken down. And Anomalous Cars fan 1, quick on the rotate over. 8-Bit Ice picks up another as well, while we're not even watching. Very nice, very sharp. The question is now, Anomalous Cars fan 1 on the defense, that's the player to watch. And that is the bomb down on balcony.
We're looking at Healy Dog just so far away from the action. The high player just currently slow walking down mid, while the rest of the team gets decimated.
But the question is, will the wrap be considered? The wrap around long, has it even been considered as an option?
Well, it may have not, but even then,
This might be a freebie.
how much?
No, it's not. And in fact, Anom spins it around. That you absolutely hate to see if you are
That
the
must
T
be the
side.
greatest fumble in currently so far in our tournament.
The greatest choke in Counter-Strike history, they're saying. But this AWP position, it's close up on the line, but that might be fatal. No, not quite. AWP shot misses.
From behind and from in
Anom
front,
doesn't get
and
the
the
kill,
opposite.
but 2 sides, 2 players, no shots connecting.
And we're looking at a 5-5, and T-side economies are still not that bad,
They had a lot
considering
built
8-Bit
up.
Ice's $6,000.
Indeed. And we shan't make any comments about 8-Bit Ice's ability to hold on to his wealth here in this round, but he's done a very good job of it. And the AWP of Vibe and Danny is now probably going to be challenging down mid, but will it find its fight? No. No contest in mid.
It looks like T-side strategy is
Will they?
changing slightly as they go out from
This
second
late
mid.
angle, but not even considered. Now the AWP runs out, finds Healy.
Ah, and that's
That's
the
a
high
big
impact
scalp
player
to find.
down instantly.
Anomalous chips in for another,
Anomalous
and suddenly... I opened the console by accident. Suddenly, doesn't quite find the kill. Will pick up Ronioli, goes for the
Finds
USP.
spray.
Will 8-Bit Ice just
And
give
the
him
rest
a
of this
4-piece
TT
here?
team is just
They're
walking
encroaching.
around.
They
They're
can
just
smell
gonna
the blood
walk
and
out of
water.
the smoke of the knob.
8-Bit Ice will get the
Oh,
one
but
though,
I'm
but
gonna
no
press the
bomb in hand. What's he even looking for? He's gonna have to go back in. Doesn't quite get the kill. The AK rings out. Position now noted. Moving a lot while he's shooting. Not normally a traditional technique, but the flashbang goes deep and actually does fall behind the player. This is really an unwinnable situation. 45 seconds to piece this together.
Yeah,
Maybe
this
a
is
quick
quite,
one onto
quite
Landers,
long.
but with the AWP of Danny on the line, and the AWP rings
Yeah,
out, in fact,
it just rings down, and 8-Bit Ice is nailed to the wall.
just like that. And we're staring down, in fact, a lead now for the defensive side of things. Traditionally, this
Yeah,
map
we were
does
looking
tend
at
to lean a
a-
little CT-sided. So is 5 enough?
We were
How's
looking
the
at a
match
really,
going?
really, really strong T side opening from Team Red Yuri, but now it seems that things have fizzled out, and
Indeed, the
tactics
offense
have
has
been.
lost a lot of pace, and the AWP rings out, and that is going to be straight over to Vibe and Danny up
And they're
one
all
now.
friendly chipped by that
4
molly.
versus 5. The molly does damage.
But
The
is
AWP will be
he
taken,
noted?
but will it
He has
recontest
just
the angle?
passed
Surely
through
not.
all of
Rings
the
out.
maps.
4 versus
And this-
4 though. But
He's
you're
not
right.
completely
Straight onto
uncontested.
the site. And that shot from Healy. So much space taken. The bomb straight down on the site. Z burrowed into this position, and this AWP holding the line. Healy picks up one of the cars. 8-Bit Ice. This setup out of the attacking side has absolutely found the gap in the last dying moments of the first half. Found the angle, found the opening.
It is quite interesting. It seems that every time that
steps
CT gets
allowed.
overconfident,
The spray is almost good.
these
30
fights.
health left. 8-Bit Ice on the flank. The AWP up in the apartment's position, but is this smoke actually going to help the attackers? Sorry, the defenders. On this retake.
no,
But
it
8-Bit Ice,
phased
the
just
spray
like
is
that.
good.
Was the running
And
AK?
What a half.
That's a many.
18
Yeah,
and 7 out of
6-6.
Healy Dog. This player has come to play today. And it must be said
But,
actually as well.
yeah,
8-Bit
18
Ice
and 9.
stepping up
That
as well
was-
on the other side.
That is true. 18 and 7, 10 and 8, 7 and 10. We're looking at quite high scores from our Team Yuri, and yet we're also looking at two very strong powerhouses in Dan and Namalkar Span 1. Dan quite like taking the lead over
Indeed.
Namalkar
And
Span 1.
Namalkar Span 1, a bit of a slow start in this series, but in the second half of the first half, so to speak, a really impressive
The banana
set.
rush
However,
with
this
two.
double mid push is just genius. This is right where it needs to be. Nim finds one, and the Toolies ring out. Nim and Healy combined. That is a hell of a pocket strap.
Yeah.
What a call.
I wonder if they just currently Team Rack is playing very predictable strategies, stuff that we've seen over and over again. And I think that with a lot of these matches that Team Yuri are winning, they're playing quite unpredictable strategies, things that we haven't seen before. So now we have to wonder how much of this is them playing for tactics that Anomaly Span 1 can't predict or doesn't even think about.
Well, indeed, and we know that Z has been working on their calling going into this series, but Anomaly Fan 1's Mac 10 does pick up one, but the MP9 is in the right position to get one, and possibly another. Healy chimes in. 3 versus 3, the SMG's in position, 8-Bit Ice gets hit.
8-Bit Ice finds
HQ
another.
versus Healy about to be the next head-to-head fight. The steps are heard, swing is wide, and the
8-Bit Ice
headshot
likes
is
to
good,
Curry.
but Kuranagi picks up
Curry
another.
picks up another.
Puts us into a 1 versus 2. Kuranagi left alive. All to do here, but it's all possible. The slow creep through the apartments. No noise made. Noise has been cut.
Just
Creeping up the
like
short
ships
side
in the
now.
night behavior.
Indeed.
We've moved from Healy Dog and short to now in apps.
The question is, who's
And now
going to consider the
Kurenagi's
flank
moving
first?
back.
She's falling back.
Towards
This could be
mid.
all the way into the B site. And there's something
Very
to be
interesting.
said there. Full armor and full health, this could be a really hard thing to piece together. However, Ronioli has the right read, brings the MP9 over into the right position, just as Healy Dog starts to consider mid might be empty. This is bound to be a clash of titans here with the SMGs in hand. The question is, who's going to read first? The headshot comes out, the sprays are messy, but a dink from both sides.
They're both equal health.
One headshot would do
But-
it from either SMG. Now the reload is heard and is being cleared, but down to
Oh.
33, but it's not quite enough. The bomb looks like it might go down, but Healy's in position, full HP, MP9 in hand, has a kit, has a flashbang. How's he going to piece this one together? This would be quite the 1v2 from Kuranagi if they could pull it off right here, right now. Burrows into dark. The flashbang goes deep,
And it goes
and that's
far
heard.
into
The
dark
shots are heard.
and panic
And
shooting.
surely the hard clear now. And that's very, very, very clinically played out of Healy.
It was a very, very good round, and we're looking at Healy Dog already at 22-7. 0 assists, basically enough.
This
Just
scoreline
kills.
is absolutely the kind of player that we were hoping was going to come to play today.
Yeah, but let's not forget 8-Bit Ice and Nim with 11 and 9 and Camilla 12. So really, really good scores.
Indeed, a lot of the firepower very spread out across this, what is now the defensive side on Team Red Yuri. And it must be said, even the IGL, the IGL scoreline is impressive, but Healy immediately on the opening pick and has called it into this B defense, instantly sends a third player over. Ronioli's in the right position, but Paris Fan 1 is just an absolute monster with this Desert Eagle. Healy Dog Orb, he places it up on the line, finds one. The question is he ready for a nominal Paris Fan 1? Close. Perhaps not. The Orb brings out again. 2 versus 3, this would be a incredible clutch. Surely he's not going to hard clear this close left angle. Surely not, right? No.
Over.
The swing is good.
8-Bit Ice is here on the trade.
1 versus 2, very possible right now. Looking very doable. Surely he's not going to go for the safe. Gun up, knows where one is now. Has the kit, finds the one.
Oh, and he finds another.
This is very winnable
The
now.
running shots are good. Oh, but he doubles back into church.
He's
He
just
doesn't
got
have
time.
time
If
to
he
be
wins
doing
it,
this. He
this
doesn't
is
have
too
time to
late.
be doing this.
Surely he's not saving the AWP in this situation.
Clearly not.
And
Clearly
no
not
ammo
something
in the
to
M4.
want.
And that will decide the round. Paisley goes down, keeps it close, keeps it competitive.
But is this enough for T-Side to regain momentum? We're looking at a very, very competitive...
Those 2 Deagle shots out of a nominal Claris Fan 1 were something special, it must be said. Even though the call was so good out of the CT defense.
And look, he's climbing up, currently tied with Dan with 18 kills each.
Indeed. Sometimes the sheer firepower is just not to be sniffed at.
We're
The
looking
nades
at
go deep over the
another...
wall. Is that going to
Another
chunk them
call
out?
from
No.
Dan in old
3
chat.
defenders though. But is that nade enough? That's called Healy straight over with the MP9. 4 defenders strong. This might just be the wrong gamble.
And we're looking even at...
This extremity play from Kuranayu with the AK is about to be met. Picks up 1. And Anomalous Kairos Fan 1 picks up the other. The question is, when's the penny going to drop for Healy that he is in the wrong spot, on the wrong side of the map right now?
Ah, but Anomalous Fan 1 turns his back and allows Rag to go down to 32%.
But this is a hard retake now with no guns. The question is, this 8-Bit Ice position with the AK could be everything. Healy Dog with the MP9 is in a really tough situation here. I mean, Anom just caught reloading the gun, but Healy doesn't even seem to be considering that as a possibility.
It's not tested, yes.
Just shift
And
walks all the way past.
Ships in the night,
Gonna be
they
shot
walk
back.
past each other.
Gonna be shot right in the spine here. Doesn't even know.
He needs to turn around. Ah, he was
In the
going
end of
for
the
the
day,
knife.
the flank not even needed, as Ivan Dan just picks up the clean headshot. And
We
we
are
go
looking
8-8. This is a close map here on in number 1 on Inferno.
Yeah. We are looking at Team Rack. Anomalous Fan 1 has now taken over Dan's lead from the start.
Really
So
coming
we're-
alive here.
Yeah.
21
You
and
are-
13, but 2,300 total damage inside of the game.
Yes, so we're wondering now, is this T-side aggression what Anomalous Fan 1 was waiting for? Is the CT side defending just boring for him?
We know he's sharp on these entries. We know he's even sharper on the AK, and he's looking for this first fight. Will it be Ronnie
Nim
or
with this
Nim? First
close
point of
angle,
contact.
but going back.
And a
And
sharp
Anomalous
shot
Fan 1
immediately.
knows that this is a B.
Eventually
Rack
we'll
is
take down B, and Dan there as well to trade it. The problem is, they may have got their 2 kills on the other side of the map, but Ronnie
Oh,
only
and
through
Ronnie
the smoke
gets-
actually does put us in a 3 versus 2 situation. Suddenly, we've got a bit of a round on our hands. Healy Dog, the man to
All
watch,
that
in on the
Ronnie needs to do
backstab
is
with
not
the
stay
AK.
alive.
But Ivan Dan,
Be that
full
like
HP,
pressure.
AK
But Ronnie is pushing out and
and
finds
Ronnie will
Pigeon. It's a
find one.
2v1.
Just 5 and Dan left. 8-Bit Ice to go first, Healy to trade. 1 found, and the headshot
Oh,
is quick and
Healy
sharp.
Dogs.
Excellent
You cannot
team play.
test Healy Dog's aim. Head-to-head, Healy Dog is just a menace, a beast.
He knew exactly what he was doing. We saw the little waiting in place. The little waiting in place for
Gives himself some fireworks for that.
8-Bit Ice to
Looking
swing
at a
first as well.
9-8.
9 to
It's
8.
a very, very hard fought Inferno.
Indeed, and an AK-47 in the hands of Healy, and plenty of cash in reserve for the big green should he want it in the next. Although it does look as though he'll stick on the AK for this one. The thing is, this B site being
Meanwhile,
tested so
Kurenagi is on a
routinely.
knack 10. Interesting
Indeed,
enough,
the
11
finances
also.
over on the attacking side starting to look a little bit sketchy. No challenge towards mid, but this, the 3 B defenders that they've done so religiously, is it finally going to fall afoul for them as the bomb
Two
is creeping out
powerhouses
second
are
mid.
under creeping up to apartments currently. Dan and Normal Cries Fund 1
Indeed,
are
this is
all
firepower.
aliening.
But
Still,
Nim,
however.
the M4 picks up one over on the other side of the map. The question is who will take the first fight over on this A side. And Normal Fan 1 misses the jump up, but this walkout apartments might just catch Ronioli a little bit off guard. The question is, will she expect it? Will she see the shoulder? Sees the gun. Takes a shot. Freezes. Gets the ding, but it's not quite enough. An AK-47
Creeping
would have
out.
done
Oh,
more.
Normal Cries Fund 1 finds it on Healy Dog, and A side is just
Indeed, all of this damage unconfirmed, and this flank position actually dealt with immediately by Nim. Low HP. Z with it all to do will pick up a Normal
and
Fan
finds
1.
Normal
That's a
Fan 1.
huge kill. Suddenly, 3
We're
versus
looking
2
at
is
Dan
looking
on
very
low
doable.
HP as last
5 and Dan.
over at bomb site.
Tucks
It's a
in
3v1.
to the graveyard position.
But they don't see.
Picks up one.
They
Picks
must
up
have
2.
seen
8-Bit Ice
and
trades it out
8-Bit
now, and 8-Bit Ice
closes it
will
out,
just
okay.
close out the round.
And it's a 9-9 now.
Good team.
Incredibly
Goes
high
up to 10-9. Sorry, 10-8 I should say, I believe.
8-bit is going fucking
Scoreline.
crazy. 8-bit is going fucking
And it
crazy.
seems we've been invaded by one of the players here in the commentary booth. But very well said by the 26 and 10 British AWPA currently leading the way inside of the server. 8-Bit Ice having an absolute life game here on Inferno. This is the kind of performance that people write home about.
And a 55% headshot rating, which is high.
Indeed.
But let's not forget, Anomaly Crisis won 23 kills, 86% headshot rating.
Indeed.
Incredible
And
number.
5 and Dan though, first on the line, instantly. We'll get one onto Z. Although Z does get away with half the damage. Nim, the double lineup onto Dan and the normal Karis. That is a hell of a round
And that's
right there.
that's both powerhouses. And 8-Bit Ice finds Kurenagi, and we're looking at a really
Orcs on the
strong
flank
defense
as
for
well.
B. They did not let
Indeed.
them take that.
A staunch hold over this B bomb site. Oh, but there's no ammo left in the gun. Page Key will not quite find a kill. Eventually,
Even so, 8-Bit
8-Bit
Ice
goes
finds a
down with one
third.
though.
Sorry, second.
Healy and Landers left in the 1 versus 1. It's all going to come down to this AWP shot. Switches out to the AK. That might have been
But
heard.
the bomb must go down. When
Eventually the bomb will
goes
have to be planted. But the swing is wide, the AK spray is good, the AWP is collected. No trouble in paradise for this Healy dog side of things.
11-8 on Inferno.
This
What a hard
consistent
fought
spread
game.
of firepower just looking so good for the Red Yuri
looking
side
at
of
a-
things.
27, 20, 10, 14. This is just great kill count.
This is frankly, this is the kind of player we had questions, sure,
And look,
about Healy's potential.
look at the
but
economy on T side, just completely decimated.
they're down to their Tech 9s. They're looking for a second mid-to-mid rush, but this might catch the AWP off guard. No, it rings out.
Oh,
for
but
one.
it does not unlock us
Will
when
they
one is
accelerate?
caught fumbling with nades.
And
And
immediately
another
picks up
one.
Dan as well. AWP to be tested. They've just backed all the way away. But Z will go down with nothing. That's a bit unfortunate. Healy picks up a third, racks them up, lines them up, knocks them down. But this defensive creep now already coming up banana. We see 8-Bit Ice on the flank already, and I mean, where can they even go? Ships
They're
in the night.
moving back towards T spawn.
But 8-Bit Ice has heard that, and now he's considering it. He's just going to post
Both
up on the
8-Bit Ice
line with
and
the
Nim have
M4,
heard that.
surely here. Spray. Finds one
Easy
head,
cheating.
finds
This is
another.
easy
What a
cheating.
set of spraying from 8-Bit Ice. Maybe it is just against the pistols, but those frags have to feel good.
And look, it's 12-8,
We don't match
we're
point.
looking at we're looking at we had fears that this could be a 0-2 favoring Team Rack, but what if it is a 0-2 favoring Team Yuri?
Indeed, Healy Dog has just looked absolutely on fire today. And frankly, you have to think, they may already even be thinking about Dust 2, but they can't think about it yet. Even though they've got this double AWP setup out of Healy and Nim, they cannot waste any time thinking about Dust 2, which will be the next map in play. The double nades
Kurenagi
come
is
in,
all
but
alone
Healy's posted on the line.
his side.
Indeed, and this extremity play out of Kurenagi might keep the defenders around long enough. The AWP shot brings out, misses. And eventually, he's going to
However,
be
Nim
forced off the
does
line.
catch
Down to 60.
Kurenagi, and B side hold is still good.
And they've
No
fallen
ground
away
has
from
been
that AWP of Healy Dog already. And they've gone and they've taken their fight onto Nim, and so it's all going to be on Avid Ice to defend this. The spray doesn't find...
but the
Oh, it does find
spray-
one. Picks up Page but
It
this
does find
A-side
one,
is
and it
open
puts
for
an Normal
business.
Cast Fund 1 on 4 HP and Dan on 56. Even so, this is quite severe for...
Oh. Against the big green. The AWP will ring out, puts Dan straight into an early grave. 2 versus 3 now on the defense. Anomalakaris found 1, still low. With it all to do, could find the headshot here though. Landers is teeing him up nicely for this. Landers with the double actually, and it's just Healy left on the AWP. Is Anomalakaris found 1 even known? This might be play extended. And immediately Landers actually does gun down Anomalakaris found 1, but will also find the kill onto Healy, so all's forgiven, all's fair in love and Inferno. And right now, it is an absolute blaze here on Inferno of action.
But look at that economy on Z and Rhino. We're looking at 2 pistols.
Indeed, although
Oh,
it does
no,
look as though 8-bit Ice 6,600 in the bank.
8-bit
Could
Ice
drop an M4
on the
over.
bank of 8-bit
Unfortunately,
Ice.
due to, again, commentary which will not be made, he does choose to hang on to that $6,600, not sharing them
Looking
amongst
at
his team.
Deagle from Z.
But this play is fast into B. There's 3 here though, the read is right. The question is,
It is,
will the
it is
shooting
the
be sharp?
same split as before.
Nim picks up
Oh,
one
and Nim
straight
finds
onto
an
Anomalakaris.
Caris on 1.
In fact,
And Dan
full
is
way
already
through
on
the
11.
And David Ice would be next on the line, but Dan sharp on the headshot. Kurenagi picks up one onto Z, and that has forced the team to reconsider. The AWP's rotating away though.
What?
The A side's
What?
open for business. Not a single defender here. Surely the AWP's got to start thinking that something's wrong here.
They must. I mean, Kurenagi is just like walking around on A side, just completely owning the place. No considerations even given for any enemies. Just turning back to kitchen.
Surely it's not like this. It's not with the
Speedway.
site just so open.
There's
but
just
he
no
is
one
gonna
there.
Be the first into position. The AWP scope sound heard. Curry posted on the line, but the AWP shot's quick. The AWP shot's quick. Curry and Page keep both taken down, but it's Landers and Dan left. 11 HP on Dan. If these CTs are in position fast, there's a real thing to be said for this retake. Ronioli might be the first on the line to be tested, but no, it does look as though it's going to be Nim. Running bravely into one side. Oh, but that headshot from Nim! Can you believe it? Straight onto the bomb. Has the time as
Oh,
well.
and Healy Dog's quick with a third.
Should be the
Closing
time.
out this game with Inferno. 34.
Just does manage to get that defuse to come in time. And what a game we've just had here on Inferno. And it does look as
Absolutely
though,
incredible.
therefore, we're going to be heading over to DE_Dust2 up next.
Absolutely incredible. We're looking at 34 kills from Healy Dog and 23 from A-bit Ice. Let's not forget. 17 from Nim and from Ronioli. It's quite strong lineup.
That should be now quite an incredible lead taken here in the series, it must be said. And what a performance it was, indeed, as you say, to get us over the line. The question is, can it be replicated here on Dust 2? That's the real question that we've all got on the tip of our tongues. As we look again now towards the same side selection, actually. The offense was what was opted for here by Team Red Lesbian, and we're going to have to see how that shakes out.
It does look like my file integrity has been unverified, so I will be watching.
Now
from the
that's
stream.
not what you love to see, but to be honest, with the match getting underway, I suppose you'll be joining us shortly. But this is looking like a very interesting setup here on Dust 2. The question is, what's the T side going to do to keep this momentum going, and has the CT side therefore got that same momentum to bring us to a third map? We're really hoping we get to see all 3 in this series here today. But this B-Rush is quick and fast. Nim on the line. Block in hand. Doesn't get the first. Page gets one. B with the instant double refrag though. And it's saying that Cynical is the first man left alive on this defensive side, but I'm just going to have to say that that's probably a HUD error from me, as it does look as though it's a Anomalakaris fan 1 who goes down. And Healy will pick up another. Z with 2 inside of the round, 3 spread across the rest of the team, and 4 alive. The instant B-Rush seems to have worked out for this attacking side. And
very interesting.
they start looking at the Mac 10s here on the second round. The question is, what's the call going to be from Anomalakaris fan 1 and the boys on the defensive side of things?
Well, really, Dust 2 should be a map that's favored by quite a few people, interestingly enough. Iraq, for instance, is quite
USPs are ringing out, but so are the SMGs. And we're looking now at 8-bit ice, Mac 10 in hand, Flash is being fumbled with, they pull away from the line, they've given over a pair of SMGs, and we've gone 3 versus 3 somehow, can you believe it? To just USP, not like this, boys.
Ooh.
Ronioli and Healy left now with it all to do.
They're just fighting long distances with against USPs with SMGs. This is not what you want to be seeing.
Situation that they now find themselves in, and Ronioli has been heard by Healy. Healy's heard those steps. Surely he must have done. Surely he's not about to be shot in the back. No. Considers Page, holds the line, Mac 10 rings out, and we go 2v2. But Dan's position in lower tunnels, not noted. The USP and Mac 10 both in hand, but the USP seems to be the weapon of choice. Did he see the shoulder, or is Ronioli's walk onto the B site going to go unpunished? Shadow advantage given over. Healy in position, Mac 10 rings out, just Ronioli left in a 1 versus 2. The bomb goes down. Surely not to USPs, right guys? But this tunnels play might not be considered. This fast tunnels flank not being considered, in fact. But gets to the back of the bomb site, the safety in time. And Cynical has just seemed to join the defensive side.
That's a mistake.
And with that, Cynical is back onto the spectator side of things. And Ronioli teed up for the 1 versus 2. Vibing down, 1 bullet from the Mac 10 should do it. And it's just a USP on the outside of things. But Vibing down quick with the Mac 10. But they have no kits!
Does he have the time?
They have no kits! That's the round! 4 out of Vibing Dan, but the bomb plant from Ronioli will be enough to win the 1 versus 2! Nothing taken into the next. They both go down, expensive for both sides. And it looks like we'll be going into the full gun round 3 versus... on round 3. Rifles versus rifles, but... my goodness.
And Healy Dog with the op on Dust 2.
Indeed. T-side AWP on Dust 2 can find a lot of impacts and a lot of openings. The question is, where will he look to find them? Will it be mid or will it be towards the long position? He stays in spawn for a little bit with the AWP. It's a bit of a slow call out of the T-side. Not quite what we're used to. Z's calling has been pretty sharp and aggressive. However, now, does look as though Z teed up on the line.
Interesting.
AK in, I say, as I attempt to scroll through my POVs. Can't quite find the one I'm looking for. So we do look at Healy Dog now, AWP in hand. Will he be the man looking for the fight onto a Nom?
I mean, he's found one, but he's going back now,
And
looking
it's 4
for...
versus 3.
They're all looking behind them.
They're very, very worried about this flank, although the flank doesn't seem to be coming. A Nom teed up on the line, M4 in hand. Will he swing? The AWP brings out.
Oh, but he finds one, but Dan is there to trade instantly.
8-bit ice and Ronan.
And now is when they should be worried about that flank.
But the
yet
question is,
they're running around.
8-bit ice, eventually it's laboured, but the headshot comes through and they're running to B. But this long position from
Looking at
Ronan
another P90 down mid as PHQ just holds this mid position in front of Xbox and now going to lower tunnels. And Ronnie and 8-bit ice are doubling back onto long.
The AWP is switched over
Which is a
to,
good
and
call.
this is smart. This is really smart.
This
The
is
AWP's
a
gone.
good read.
The AWP's left already. Ronnie and 8-bit
But
ice.
you have to wonder how much
All the
time
map space to work
will
with.
Dan
Problem
and
will be
PHQ
the
get
long
them.
cross. The
But
AK
they
rings out.
shoot out. And Dan has
Now the
heard that.
AWP on the long cross. Now things get scary.
Oh, no.
No, the AWP
It's going
falls
to
away,
short.
goes to short. This should be the bomb plant at the very least. Question is, out in the open, where's Ronioli going to
Looking
find
at
cover as
Ronnie.
this AWP comes into the bomb site?
Really?
That's the real concern.
Oh, but
the
the
smoke
smoke
is
is
just
good.
in time.
The smoke is good.
That is that natural bond that you
That
can
is a
feel between these two
masterful
players.
smoke from 8-bit ice.
Buys them the
But they're
space to
still
work
not
with,
considering
but
the
does
short
allow
play
the
that's
AWP to
shooting the
creep
smokes
closer.
as well.
But the
Oh, but they know.
instant headshot out of Ronioli is sharp, but the AWP might just walk through
And
the
this is
smoke.
a
Surely not.
2v1, and we're looking at... But then has a grenade out. Surely they can turn
Oh,
around.
the USB!
Wow.
Not quite
Ah, the
enough!
USB does not
What an
find
attempt for
anything.
8-bit ice actually... Sorry,
This is
Ronioli,
an
I should say.
interesting-
Closes things out
This
with
is an
a
interesting
really
round
nice
for
AK
Util.
sequence.
We've not really seen much interesting util play as of late, but that smoke to that flashbang was really, really interesting to see the counterplay against each other.
Indeed, a really, really smart little setup there. From both sides, actually, it must be said. Although...
We're looking at a full buy for CT side now as...
Well,
sorry,
something
T side
vaguely
now.
resembling a full buy.
A
Force
force buy from
M4
CT.
in Dan's hands, and that Hero M4, but a normal Cars fan 1.
But it's enough,
next.
that
A normal
MP9.
Cars fan 1 and Dan, and that's 2 AKs and the bomb taken away, and Kuranagi goes onto Z as well, and immediately...
What am I telling you about a full buy?
The
This is a full
AWP
steal.
in position
They're just taking things away.
rings out, but the bomb's left out in the open, actually. This could be a moment to go and grab that bomb, but it does look as though it's not being quite considered just yet. They've left the smokes in position, but the smoke covering the bomb, will he creep forward and take it? No, he'll stay posted up on the line, as we see Ronnie Oli coming over to recover the bomb, but the flank from Page is fast. The flank from Page is really fast.
It's fast. Did it see? It definitely saw Ronnie on.
Smoke is now gone now.
So now we're looking at Peichi calling out to the rest of the teammates that they are posting up on this angle.
Indeed, 5 versus 2. Bomb recovered. Question is, where to now?
And look at
Page on the
Peichi.
line.
Still on
No
the
AK in hand. Eventually gets it out and does find the head. Leaves Healy in this 1 versus 4. AWP in hand.
But he's
But the shot
just
doesn't
not
ring
enough.
out. The Nomalakaris fan 1 will find it in the end and put one on the board for the defensive side. You gotta say, what a push actually. That long aggression, really smart. And catches
Yeah,
the 2
they
players
just-
quite off guard. They haven't really contested it so far this map.
They've completely removed the economic advantage from T side. Looking at like a save now. Tech 9s.
Indeed, they're down onto just the light by
One Deagle.
pistols. 5 Tech 9s will be the eventual buy. As we look over to Healy Dog to be
No
the point man.
util, interesting.
Kuranagi,
And they're loud. They're loud.
but is it going to be enough on this defense? Free fire is good, but P90 is better. Just
Ronnie Oli
absolutely
gives-
churning them up. Eventually the free fire will find its man, but Vibe and Dan there with the AWP. 3 for Kuranagi inside of that round with the MP9.
It's complete farming with a P90. We're looking at an interesting score right now. 8-3 on Dan and 5-4 on Heated. And currently, Nomalakaris fan still waking up at a
Indeed.
4-3.
It looks
Nothing
as
to
though
stop that, but
Dan is the one who has come to play here on Dust 2, and if anyone wants to see Ancient inside of the server right now, it is the young Bosnian sniper.
Yeah, well, look, Dan here is just what Team Rack really needs for their CT side when Anomalakaris Fun 1 is late on the wake up. Dan is just here, just constantly, just like a very, very consistent player.
A hero was called
And
upon,
they're-
and a
again,
hero
it's
has
nice.
delivered. So far.
Kitty
at
Dog,
least.
however, alone with the T.
But the AWP rings out, and that might be just the sign to accelerate. Because the shot rings out, misses again. Surely they're not going to keep testing this AWP. Or are they? Although, as I
see,
say
the
that,
actual-
one aggression good, and Anomalakari fan 1 picks up Ronnie Oli. And now, the flash comes out again. Are they going to look to re-aggress this? Surely not. Surely not.
They're testing the op
Stay
with
right
Tech
here. They
9s.
keep testing the AWP.
Hey, but Ice is testing
Eventually
the
it will find its
Lion
man.
there.
Landers will find one as well. But the question is,
On
this
Kitty Dog does
Healy
find Dan
Dog
with the
Desert
op.
Eagle, which
Let's
I'm
see-
trying to
let's see here
pan
just
to,
to
but my
steal this op.
POVs just aren't working. Found it eventually. And Healy Dog on the AWP.
Oh, he really
Very
needs to be...
strange. Now, gets one
Oh, and
onto
he
a knock.
does find Nomalakaris Fun 1.
Looks
What
like
is he
he
doing?
lagged
What's he
out.
typing in chat?
It looks almost like he tried to type sit, but couldn't quite get it. The AWP flag is good. That is Scream-esque in
Oh,
value. This
this
AWP
is
being handed over. And this is
Oh, this is
disgusting. Not like
four.
this.
Not like
Absolutely
this.
breaking their backs.
Not like this! This is 4 from Healy Dog.
Just the mid creep coming in. Kuranagi teed up for
Healy
the
Dog
1
is
versus
desperate
2.
to catch up with Dan's skill count. He just needs the 1.
Oh,
And he
absolutely
gets it.
chimes
That's
in.
an
Gets
ace.
the ace. And we said that this player was having a little bit of a quieter start compared to Dan here on map number 2. But what a round!
He's just here to prove us wrong. He's just here to prove us wrong, Hacker.
That's the kind of impact that you just... We were worried leading into this game that the sheer firepower of a Nominal Akaris fan 1 and Vibe and Dan just would be too much for Hilly Dog and the rest of the team under the stable leadership, it must be said, of Z to handle. But frankly, if that's how they want to play, they can take on the world right now. Vibe and Dan does tee up 2 though, and Dan and a Nominal Akaris fan 1 in this position, Dan actually triples up there. Looking for an ace on their own now. M4 rings out through the door, puts Ronioli down to half HP. Just really Ronioli left in this round. But we've seen actually the impact that Ronioli can have on both of these maps so far. Currently, second on the board. Healy picks up a nom, but the flank is quick. The flank is very quick, but not quite there. However, it does buy enough time for Healy to get the AWP shot in.
It's winnable for our.
Indeed,
favorite.
we've seen him do it before. That's the scary thing, is that we've seen him do it before.
From Dan is just scary.
Unbreakable, it must be. It must be
fighting.
unbreakable. With the AWP, a minute left on the clock, there must be no way through this. The question is, will the kill be a call to action? As it's offered up on a silver platter.
No, it's not. Dan stays still.
No reaction, light work.
Dan is just very, very consistent.
Look as though it's just going to come to the rifle head-to-head.
No, wait. He's coming back and he's giving a chance. Oh, and they're just unlucky.
That is heartbreaking after the triple to open things up. Does at least not get away with an AWP, so will be stuck on the M4. In fact, chooses to immediately just rebuy the AWP and leave the M4 for one of his teammates, although no one will take it. It does look as though that M4 is just... Oh, never mind. As Nim does pick it up in the end. And I'm getting a little bit concerned. Dust2 is starting to get away from this CT side.
We've seen nothing but O2s and O2s from our tournaments, and it might look like this may not be different. However, this is certainly a much more well-fought tournament on both sides. Currently, CT side is losing, but they're not losing easily.
Indeed.
12 kills from Dan.
A rare miss from Healy Dog as the Nova rings out. The thing is, though, what I'm most interested to watch for here, as we look in what is ultimately a light buy round out of the CT side. Although, I say that, Dan picks one up in middle. What I'm most interested in is this aggression that we know these players on Team Rack love. When we get to the T side, that is where, especially a normal Cars fan 1 on Dust2 does his best work. The question is, how many would be enough for a successful CT side out of them? Although,
But Shorty just
spray.
test always.
And
And
Healy
he
Dog
does pick up pitch.
another with the AWP and 2! It's gutting, and Z, the AK spray is good. So much damage done, but just not enough yet. Although, Dom in with the M4 picks up one. This could be multiple, and the bomb is secured.
Is this when Anomaly Cars finally
This could be
wakes
his
up?
moment.
But he does.
One.
It's all the way down.
2! Those headshots are sharp
And it's
fast.
a 1v1.
One bullet from
3v3.
either side would do it. But the bomb secured. Healy has to push it. The steps are being heard. Tucks into position, and the shot is good! A Norm, welcome
Anomaly
to
Cars
the
finally
game!
wakes up.
This is a player who really wants to take things to Ancient. And type in all chat, give me the AWP to Dan. So that information is going to be given over to the attacking side as well.
I think Dan has
guns
been
being
typing a
juggled in
lot
spawn.
of the orca.
Indeed, although it's just pistols. Even though they could have afforded to full buy, they've opted for just the pistols over on the T side. And it does look as though it's just going to be a B rush. This setup again to be tested. Kuranagi tucks into position. This is a really nice setup that we know. 1, 2, 2 dates, 3. The Kuranagi P90 brings out for none! Pagey gets 2, but the bomb site is swarmed and they've handed over a P90 and an M4. And Healy's got the M4 in hand.
And the op is not really the gun you want for
We
this
can't be getting
retake,
worried about
but
this.
Still,
No helmet
maps
though, the
of-
M4s will be the instant headshot if they find the shot. And Anomaly Fan 1 burns out 8-bit ice. The M4 rings out, Anomaly Fan 1 is quick on it. And
they
with
do
that,
find
the round
that
is
bomb
over.
site.
Straight in for the defuse. And money being given over to the AWPer as well. That's smart. That's the kind of counter I like. And 2 out of a nom, and a 2-man defense out of Pagey, even though Kuranagi went down with none. Pagey's M4 was just enough to slow the offense down to give them time for Anomaly Cars Fan 1 to get in position and keep things stable. And this is close again.
What is the difference between here and Dust2 and Inferno? I think.
Well,
Is it the lack of performance from 8-bit Ice, who was putting on a really good performance last game in Inferno?
well, need I remind you, this is almost exactly how things unfolded over on Inferno. 1 against whatever.
Oh,
it
Healy
was
Dog does
now.
pick up HQ.
Although this time there's a 3rd player on the setup, and the molly goes in
But
as well.
they must
Slows
know
the
now that
offense.
Kuranagi is there. They must. They've tested that angle twice. But no, they choose to push back.
Although this is a really smart call out. I'm liking
And
what we're seeing
double
out
back.
he's calling here. Z's calling
We've seen a lot of this.
it's been smart. It's been these fakes away. It's been this really positional Counter-Strike. But also, it's crucially, I think, here on Dust 2, it's been really not giving, especially Dan, these long AWP fights that we know that this young Bosnian AWPer just loves to take. No space being given. Respect, in fact, being given over as the push now does come in.
those are good. Those are good
The
flashes.
flash is perfect. But the commander, therefore, the unexpected piece of this defensive setup will go down with just one, though. Z2 inside of the round has opened up this one for Team
We get a
Red
2v4,
Fury.
but this is still winnable. Two powerhouses facing off against their T side. Both fully.
Oh, Anomakaris fan 1. The
Anomakaris
flank is
fan
quick, but is Healy
farm.
going to be considered? Yes, he is. And Anomakaris fan 1. 3 in the round. Ronioli's position, perhaps not considered, but eventually is considered, and Anom will get his 4th. This is a man, as I've said before, and I will say it again, he wants to see engine.
He's waking up.
He's decided he has come to play. 15 and 6 plays 19 and 7 out of the 2 heaviest hitters on both sides right now.
Yeah, in Inferno we saw a lot of Anomalous 1 and Dan dying first, and that kind of shutting down Team Rack's ability to kind of counteract. But here we're seeing them a lot in clutch situations, which they can really bounce back from. It's really scary to see the two people alive being Anomalous 1 and Dan, especially when you are low and have fought like the rest of the team. It's
And
Not something that you want to see.
That's the gambit that plays out when you as the attacking side play towards this generally less defended bomb site. What you see is that the 2 stronger players holding the A site get to come in and try their hand at the retake. And we know they've got the fire for it.
And short is expected from Anomalous 1.
He's here with an AK. He might have
Oh,
back
but
turned
the
here.
backs are turned. The backs are
He does
turned.
have a back turned. Healy though, quick
Oh,
on the
but Healy
refrag.
does
Only lets him
find
get
it.
away with the 1.
It's a 4v3, but 2 players.
never mind. It's a 3v3 now.
The 3 versus 3. Ronioli
Not
chimes
long,
in.
sometimes. We're now looking at Dan still on A side, defending short.
Indeed,
Well,
it's a valiant
T
stoic
side-
defense, but the B site is open. This outside of site position being played by Kuranagi. Total spatial control given. Now that smoke's an indicator.
T-side just has a complete understanding of how the enemy plays the CT-sided Dust 2.
This round like pretty much perfection.
If not for that call, this would have been much closer. But now this is looking as
Indeed, and
quite
after
a
the opening
strong
pick from
game
Vibe
for-
and Vinny on long. HQ successfully into Monzo. The AK spray is messy though. The kill goes over to Vibe and Dan, but Healy and Roli combine. 3 and 2 from them in this round.
3 and 2.
This is
Ronnie Ollie
fast
and
sharp.
A-Bit Ice last game, Ronnie Ollie this game also, and Z is also waking up. But we were seeing players that consistently step up when they need to, and consistently are able to close out and get multi kills in a lot of these rounds. I'm looking at a very interesting walkout towards mid.
Indeed, sorry, I apologize. I had to take care of a small technical issue there. Indeed, this mid play quite heavy, and it will therefore leave Anom, the man to be tested. Deploys the defensive smoke though. 2 players in mid. Healy, the man on point, flashes himself through the smoke, although he does actually blind himself. And Molly covers off the upper angle, leaving just
But
this lower
CT
position.
trying to
And the
back on
shot
his
is
side.
sharp. Picks up the 1. These 2 titans
Ships
clashing
in the
smoke,
night,
ships
pass
in the
each
night, they're
other.
through each other.
But oh my
Question
god,
is who's
no
going to
one
realise
knows.
first. They don't
You know
use that.
something-
Brings out for 2 though. Anom left
Oh,
here.
look, 2 CTs in mid with Healy Dog, still the doors,
Healy
but
Dog's
oh my gosh,
position
one
completely
doesn't care, he
unconsidered.
goes back to short.
1 versus 4. How are you going to piece this one together, son? Now's your time. Creep through mid. Look for your space. Anom's dropped off the line. He's got all the way through here.
It's not
What's the
like
AWP
great,
holding?
however. The bomb is all the way down.
Has it even
and
been considered?
long.
Has it even been considered? Oh,
He
no.
has not-
The back
now he's
turn,
turned on
and the
it.
AWP brings out. And that's 4 out of Vibe and Dan. An excellent and comfortable defense of the bomb site. And we go 6-6 looking at halftime.
These teams are just so incredibly balanced at the moment. It's nail biting.
Nothing to
Are
come
we gonna
between
go
them.
0-2? Are we gonna go 1-2? We really.
We've got a very close game of Counter-Strike here on our hands, it must be said. And this defensive side, we've seen this Beretta strategy quite a lot, and it does look as though they're going to opt for it again.
A triple Beretta strategy, no less.
4
Last
pairs,
time-
in fact, employed. But this B rush coming in,
4.
Healy will be in the right place. And
Last
with
time we saw them buy
for
armor
support
for
with
the
the
Beretta.
FG,
Now,
nothing. Headshot isn't instant, eventually does go down. Beretta's are in position, but only down with one, and Nom, that was
find that
quick
much.
and sharp. And this might be the pistol round.
Plus 2 is a game where Plus 2 is a map where USPS can really handle its own. With the opt for 4 Berettas and no armor, it's just,
Indeed, the lack of
it's
armor
just
against
not
those
enough.
blocks is gonna hurt a little bit.
Yeah.
But 6 to 7. Don't say it. We're all thinking it. Don't say it. 6 to 7. As the rifles immediately come out, 2 AK-47s on the attacking side. Although these 3 MP9s and the Scout and the 5.7 are what make this scary. PageKey opts for no gun. Hands the AK-47 over. And is left with just the Glock, as it's a Nom with the AK. First into the position, down with the Berettas, but Nim down with nothing. The Scout doesn't even find a single head.
However, these 2 players posted up here,
behind the
they
smoke.
choose to not.
Will they opt to play into this elevated position? D jumps up.
That
Will
flash
not
from
find
Van
any
is
though. Really. Looking through the smoke. This is
Ronnie
smart.
will find
This is
Page
smart
Key.
and
We'll
fast.
find one.
Good for one. Will it be good for another? Yes, it is. Good
It
for
is,
2.
but it's 2 powerhouses against
And only
1.
13 HP left.
Healy
good
Dog
for
is
3.
low.
Just the AK of another speed
How
up.
much
But the
fun is an
headshot is
AK
sharp.
just cannot be tested.
That was never in doubt, was it really? I mean, sure, the MP9's got scary, and that little play inside of the smoke did find some real fight in this round for the CT side, but it does look as though the 8-6 lead will now be taken by what is Team Rack on the offense right now. And
It's
now
a
the
smart
5 AKs
tactics
come
that
out.
we saw the team Red Yuri winning on. It just doesn't look like it's the same on Dust 2.
Indeed. The question is, have they got more of these little pocket strats to find and play into? Although, the space is quick, very quick out of the AK, although the Nick is found 5 HP on an Omakara Tank 1. That's some very sharp shooting, although Dan, very quick to trade it out. We're up now.
And A side
5
again is
versus
just
3. Decided to open for business. The AK spams through. Aimedice will go down with nothing. The Deagle finds nothing, and it's a quick 5 alive cleanup out
We're
of
down
the
to 6
offense.
minutes. It's really looking T side heavy.
Although we
However, we
do
do
finally
see an
see this
off.
defensive AWP out of Healy Dog, and this is the player who, when we take a look at the scoreboard, has really been leading the way, up 26-11. This is the man who's trying to find the impact.
Right, but even with this op, we see 3 MP9s. This is really concerning gun buy, especially it's
Indeed,
5
3
AKs.
SMGs into the AKs.
on-
But it does look as though the AWP is in the right position. The problem is, it's alone, and has he considered short? This very fast short play might just take his scalp off.
But they did
Just in
waste
time,
the
ducks away into
22.
cover. Finds one.
And he finds one, and that's
Doesn't
that.
find the second. Doesn't find the third. Eventually goes down with just the one. And now it's all on this retake. But his flank
It's
position
brought
pretty
this
good. Ice
cavalry of a team back. But
The
just
MP9 finds one in
3
spawn. Will it be an AK taken body as well? Yes, eventually it will. And we find ourselves 8-bit
Ice
ice.
needs to
Picks
win
up
these
one.
fights, and he
Has
does.
to reload. The wall from the knob brings out but misses twice.
And what is this gunfight?
Eventually, though, Landers with the AK-47 will pick up the headshot and get double digits for Team Rack. Team Red Yuri kind of falling apart right now. The money is in a really tight spot as well now.
They
pick
cannot
up
be
the
affording
M4s.
these MP9 rushes. It's just not working out for them.
Indeed, and as the M4s do now start to come in across the board, with armor, with a diffuse kit on Z, just one though. Now we're starting to get into danger territory.
Yeah, we're looking at a 3 side A, and that is a good read, but this posted up angle is just
Reed is good. Tim gets the one.
That's
Healy gets the
clever.
follow-up.
it's 2.
3 for 3 we go. Healy Dog back inside of the bomb site alone. Has a little gap in the smoke. Will he choose to play it? No. Backs away to elevator.
This is, however, an Anomaly Cars Fun 1 down, and Dan is all the way back in mid, holding the angle. So really,
AWP. Healy though.
this could go
Dan
anyone's
picks up
way.
one onto Z. 3
frankly.
versus 2, but the smoke push might just come in again. Surely not. Surely not like this. Not
Oh,
2
it's the
rounds
same
in a row.
exact tactic,
Sees the head.
and it's not being read.
Sees the back. But the AWP
Oh,
of Dan
but
is
Dan
there
is
to cover.
quick.
And the M4 flank doesn't find anything. And with that, surely 8-Bit Ice is just being called into the save here. There's no way you go for this round.
Especially not considering CD side economy currently is just in shambles.
Indeed, there's just no money left on the table, is there?
Not at all.
This M4 needs to be taken into the next. The finance is so good on the attacking side right now.
Dare I say, this does look like this will be brought into Ancient.
And I personally am hoping it is, because we've been seeing some really high quality Counter-Strike all day here at the OCT in-house Grand Finals, and honestly Ancient just feels like the perfect way to cap things off. Eventually gets away with the M4, saves it, keeps the helmet. The question is, what's the buy? Will they be buying for the win, or are they looking like they're hoping to go for the draw? With these 3 M4s being purchased in, no helmet on Healy, but that doesn't matter against these full AKs and orbs. It does look as though... And immediately the AWP rings out. That is gutting. That is gutting. Healy's on the wrong side of the map.
Which is
For this
not
play.
what you However,
And Anom just takes a head off there.
yeah.
Backs away again. They're leaving
This
though.
is just really not looking
And
good.
the Dan
It's just really not
AWP
looking
chimes in
good.
for another. 5 versus 2, and I can see it on the horizon. Can you see it too? Can you see?
I can
the
see the
temples of
trees. I can
Ancient?
see the trees. But
The
look,
trees loom.
Ronnie could pick this up. Dan,
And
look,
in
oh, Ronnie
fact
picks
does
this up, kills
get
that.
Dan. And with that, 4 versus 2, I've seen crazier things happen in major history.
Perhaps.
The question is,
I don't think that
double
they would
A
be
gamble
going for this
isn't
retake.
going to find them what they want. The thing is, are they going to save these guns to have a chance in round number 18? No.
And Anomaly Cars Fun is challenging. He is almost brought down,
The little jump
And
makes the
still-
noise. The shot rings out.
but it's just
Surely, oh, surely this is a save call now. You're not going for this 1 versus 4.
surely, but then
madness.
it would be 6-12, and that's just not looking good for anyone.
Hard overtime to play for, but does get the kill onto an arm, makes it expensive. Could get away with the AK here.
And
Chooses to stay on the angle.
it.
Eventually just
There's no
decides
kid in the
no,
world
I'll
that could
leave with the
help us.
M4. No kit in play. But the M4 kept in hands, and with that money and with that armor, there is the possibility of the AWP at least being dropped over to Healy should he ask for his weapon of choice. No, he buys into an M4. Will he refund that and ask for a weapon out of Ronioli? Doesn't look like he will. And we
And
do
neither
see the
does he seem to go
Negev
for
out
good
of
for
Nim.
armor.
6 grand left in the bank by Ronioli. We are seeing a little bit left on the table here, but... Well... At the very least, this does look as though this will be the death throes of Team Red Yuri before we head over to...
This nega. This nega.
Hey, bro!
We're
on YouTube.com, my boy.
Oh, I didn't say anything. This light machine gun angle down long is not particularly.
Indeed, and Healy gets 1 though. However, PageKey immediate return, picks up 1 onto him, and Anomalakaris found 1, always good for another reverse 2, as he has been all map long, up to 30 now, finally overtakes Healy in the kill score.
And B side is just taken
B
over.
open
and
to
this
business.
does
PageKey's
look like it's gonna
AWP
be
takes it.
6-13.
Healy left
No
1
armor,
versus 4.
just an M4.
Surely no
Picks
way
up the
into
kill on
this.
PHP, but it's just not enough.
17 rounds left
There
in
needs
the
to be a
magazine.
kid at least.
I appreciate you staying in chat the whole time, JB the G4438. That's a real one right there. But the M4 rings out, picks up its 2nd. And now, a not unwinnable 1 versus 2.
But there is no
kit
kit.
though, no time.
If Healy
Has
Dog
to be a
wants
bar. Doesn't quite find the headshot, and Landers will eventually
And there
close
is
it.
Ancient.
And with that, it looks like we're going straight over to Ancient.
And we're looking at a whopping 30 kills from Anomaly Cars 1. Really, 28 kills from Dan.
Hey, we're gonna take a quick
Insane.
technical. We need to restart the server. We're having some issues.
Okay, it looks like the
Oh, yeah.
server will be restarted, apparently, and then we will be jumping straight into Ancient. So don't go anywhere. We'll be here to keep you entertained the whole time while we wait for that server restart. We'll take the time to look at some
Hold
skins
on.
and talk about the
What-
series so far, I think.
Yeah. This has been a really hard fought series. I don't think we've ever had a 1-1.
No, this is in
these
fact the
series.
first time that we've managed to go 1-1 in this tournament. So, I suppose the thing that we find ourselves thinking about is the series so far. There's a lot to talk about here. There's a lot that we could be talking about, and I think the story so far has to be the supporting pieces behind Healy Dog, because Healy Dog's performance, while we had some questions about it originally coming into this series, does seem to be on the level that we expect. And these supporting pieces going into Ancient, who are you most excited to watch?
Well, really, we had a stellar performance from Abed Ice in Inferno and Ronnie Ollie too, and Nim. Nim and Abed Ice had a very stellar performance in Inferno, and I think that really was missing when we went over towards Dust 2. We're looking at performances that really couldn't be enough to support Healy Dog. We found the side, especially on CT side, when Healy Dog was not there or was getting picked off, it was just not enough to for the rest of the team to be able to hold off. So really, I'm looking forward to seeing the same spark in Abed Ice and Nim for Anubis. Or sorry, not Anubis.
I think I'd have to agree with you there. I'd have to say that these supporting pieces definitely lost a lot of their momentum on Dust 2. And of course, we do know that Dust 2 was the pick of Team Rack, so it's not entirely to be unexpected. And as we're here, I say hello to Tweety in the chat, and I'm sure my co-caster greets you with his warmest regards as well. But it does look as though those supporting pieces are the ones that have to be stepping up to fill in the gaps. And as you say, I think on Inferno we really saw that. And I would say even out of Ronioli, and I think especially the calling out of Z has been absolutely exceptional in this game. I think that in terms of the tactical edge, Team Red Yuri has definitely had a significant advantage there. And I'm just going to see if
Inferno tactics were just incredible. And also, let's not scoff at the Dusty performance. Really, it was 6-6 at the end when we went into halftime. It was just the CT side Dusty, which was currently bringing down Team Red Yuri. But are we able to see this again on Ancient? Ancient is a bit of more of a wild card. It's not a map that we play often. So we're looking at what is it that the teams will be looking for. Dan and Lamar Cass one really seem to favor these maps where they can just, win these fights head to head against the other players. But we're looking for tactics from Red Yuri team, and we're looking for good performance from that can really help Healy Dog shine these performances. Currently, it looks like Healy Dog has decided to switch teams and join Normal Karis 1-1 and Dan.
Indeed, and that is a little bit surprising because we weren't expecting him to be switching teams midway through the tournament. We're going to have to assume that's a little bit of a technical error. Although, as I say that, I think he's actually the only one who's on the correct team. Oh no, he's on the wrong team. Sorry, my mistake. I suppose that means I shall be messaging him to inform him as such. Although, given that he is currently deafened inside of the brackets, it's a Discord, not a TeamSpeak, but if I say TeamSpeak, it's professional. Given that he's currently deafened inside of the TeamSpeak, we must assume that something has disrupted his abilities to play this third map as of just right now.
We're looking for a longer warm-up on Ancient.
Indeed, giving players a bit of a break. And it must be said, they played 2 maps back-to-back, no break between, no even break during the half-time, straight into the other side. So they have been playing very intense Counter-Strike, start to finish. And so it's going to take a real test of endurance here.
Can we mention Z has been awake for an incredible amount of hours.
Indeed, this will be, I believe, somewhere around about the 30th hour of play for this player.
Not what you want to see. However, we have seen a really stellar performance in IGL and tactics. Inferno.
Indeed, the tactical
and
mind
a
has been right there.
pickup and rifling in T side does too. So now we're looking at does he have enough and bring the Team Red Yuri for a victory, or is this fated for a loss?
We're just gonna have to wait for Healy Dog to switch teams, which he seems to have not done.
Perhaps Healy Dog is hoping that this would be a 4 versus Ah, there we go. He died.
There we go, and he does manage to switch teams, which I suppose is a good start. And I don't know if they can see us typing in spectator chat. So,
really?
Would you mind very briefly, my co-caster, going over to the other two channels and confirming that they're all ready? And while we wait for that, this briefest of intermissions that has been brought to you, I hope you've enjoyed, and I hope you're enjoying the tournament and the analysis here at the OCT in-house tournament. It's been a real pleasure to bring to you all today. So, I can only thank you all enough for spending the Monday night.
Both teams are ready.
And with both teams being ready, that does look as though we will be typing empty underscore warm-up end into the console. And the match will be getting underway.
We're looking at Team Red Yuri on CT side now. Opting for the dually strat again. However, it is currently 8-bit and Nim only.
Indeed,
buys
one
shields again.
pair
Nims
will go
only
through,
on
and the
dualies.
armor opted into instead.
Interesting. Let's look at the split. Looking at 8-bit staying in spawn, lining up the smoke.
Full immediate A side lean though, so it does look as though Z to be tested, and this is scary.
It is.
Full rush, wide swing out, doesn't get away with anything, but the 3-man mid push is good. Takes a lot of space. The question is, how ready are they for it?
Going
It
back
does look as though
towards
very ready.
Donut. And 8-bit and Nim both on dualies now. No armor going.
Healy picks up one, picks
Healy
up
Dog
two on the
gets
USP
two.
inside of Donut. And now we see the acceleration.
That's the
in from
performance
May.
that you want to see from Healy Dog.
Indeed, this is
Oh,
showing
and
us why
these
8-bit
dualies,
and Roni
these
come
dualies,
in, clean
just
up the round. Now
Yeah.
that is a round of Counter-Strike. Everyone here in chat, I'm sure, can confirm that was quite the play out of this team.
And we're doing some
This
celebratory
is the
shooting.
Counter-Strike you're here to see. We're getting it right from the word go. And
Very
8-bit Ice
interesting.
actually 2 kills inside of that round. Very, very clutch out of him. One of the pieces that we
Ancient.
were looking at to step up here on Ancient.
Ancient, a map where you can really rotate a lot quicker, especially than Dust 2, which seemed to kind of be an Achilles heel of sorts for Team Red Yuri when they couldn't really rotate quick enough to trade off or to really capitalize off anything. So Ancient, where everything is a bit more connected, had this be a map that really fits here. Namakaris
found one
two
straight
on-
in with the F9. But the 4-man setup, surely they're not ready for this, but it seems that they are.
Oh.
The read was good, but the
Oh, and
shots
they're
were
doing
not.
toward the Ancient,
Toward
and they
the
pick up
Ancient comes
another.
in, and
And
Healy
Healy Dog is all the
nothing
way
on the bomb
back,
site.
shifting through B.
They've made it all the way to the other side, even
And they
announcing their
announced
strategy.
A
That's
very
disaster.
interesting tactic from Team Iraq. We haven't seen this before.
This is
in
a real
competitive
tactical
tournaments.
play that we have not generally seen. We've generally seen them rely on their shooting. Healy will pick up one, but he's down to 9 HP, and that should be all she
9
wrote.
HP and yeah. Can, however, Healy Dog pick up another in the form of
Indeed. In
Page?
his fight for the AWP, another kill would have been nice, but it won't come through. So it does look as though the finances are going to be a little bit rough now on the defensive side of things. They may have still enough to eke out a buy if they want one. And the force buy wars are typically what we would see in this kind of situation. But will we?
We're looking at that rifle on P side, and oh no, still another rifle.
Eventually it goes over to
Page.
Page Key's hands. Interesting to see as we see just from the defender's side this one Desert Eagle in play. And if
Oh, and
this
they're
can find some
5
impact,
stacking B, but
the smokes are
P
coming
side is
in.
also going.
Anomalakaris
to-
found one. Lays down a setup.
This is a really
actually,
good read from Team Red Yuri.
And the nades just completely something. There's just, I mean, they're overrun.
Healy Dog can't be
The
pulling
SMGs
back.
bring
Healy Dog
out.
can't be pulling back.
And it's
If they're
just
looking
Healy
for a
Dog
win,
left.
and like they're just swarming over the side. There's just too many heads to pick from.
1 versus 5 with the Desert Eagle. This would be the round to end all rounds. The first shot is found. Not a body shot, but it's enough to put Dan into an early grave.
But that's the only reason.
And not a headshot on the second, it's
That's
messy,
not what we want
it's
to
laboured,
see.
and eventually Kuranagi will send that clutch attempt right back where it came from. Heartbreaking.
However, CT economy is finally out of the gutter.
Finally, they
Finally
have
looking
enough for
at
the rifles that they
the
want.
rifle round.
No AWP, and against the 4 AKs and the Mac 10, now we've got a little bit of a game on our hands. And it's still only 1-2. The scoreboard as it stands looking pretty respectable for both
Really
sides.
not
PHK a
seeing
strong
enough
start in this
util.
game.
We're
No,
not seeing
indeed,
enough
no
util
defensive
out of
utility
the-
brought in, and it does look as
here.
though it's just going to be this B execute again.
Happened,
Now
like,
into the
their
gunfight,
mistake.
picks up Z
Oh,
immediately.
jeez.
The double
The
grenades go down.
Oh,
Ronnie over there.
walking through the,
The crunch is
smokes. And what is
brutal, surely
happening?
not.
Team Side B is just eliminated as Team Red Fury are just torn apart at the
It's the
pieces.
very same round again. They've played the exact same round.
Yes, but this time CT has 4 spot rifles.
PHK even considers the flank. Eventually, Nim will get the one before being traded out. Healy Dog, though, left in a
There's
tough
not even
situation.
hits though. It's just not. It's just not a round that you want to see, especially on a third map.
This would have to be the save.
So much momentum.
They've got to get a solution to this lightning fast pace onto the B side. Because if they can't, then there's just no way back into the series.
I mean,
Although,
look, one
2x
Molotov,
really is nice.
one smoke, one Molotov, literally anything, even an HE to slow down that pace could be enough to really give CTF a chance, but they're just not buying the util that they need to. There's just one flashbang coming in from Healy Dog. It's just not enough.
Indeed, there does need to be a little bit more defensive utility on the CT side. The question is, where are they going to find it? They do opt to force buy in around this M4,
HE.
but the AWP on PHK is where the questions begin to form. And is it going to be the fake utility? No, it just looks like it's going to be the full aggressive lean into mid, but that is where this M4 sits. And will it be enough to shoot these two on the side as their guns bring out? No, no kill, just the one.
But Healy Dog finds one, he finds
Back
2.
finds 2, and all the Karistan one goes down as well. Kurenai gets but the headshot.
Oh, but he doesn't
immediately.
find a third.
As
The
Raf
running headshot
messages
takes
me
him down.
RuneScape guy on Steam. Thanks, Raf. Welcome to the stream, I hope.
Look, Nim is taking out Dan, and we're looking at a 1 versus 2 situation. No
With it
kit,
all to do. No kit.
wrong
Might there be
side.
one in Donut? One must wonder. Question
I don't
is
think
there
they're bottom
time for
kits.
all this playing around?
Oh, there is one kid in
Well, Buster messaging me a lot of bad words here on stream. Instead of just joining the stream like a good little kitten, as he should do. But
I see. Do not get full forward.
yeah. However. Okay, Buster. We're gonna have to do something about this, bro. Anyway, all of that being said, we're now looking over towards this Healy Dog AWP again. Can you motherfuckers leave me alone? I don't know how to get this shit. Blocked. How do I block this guy, bro? Block yeah,
No
enjoy.
one carries from one down to C, and C
apologize
just
for
caught
that.
fumbling with a reload.
Healy Dog brings out, finds the one, peeks back into the angle, doesn't get the second. Five and down will pick it up with the AK-47. And now we're left in a 2 versus 2. Ronnie Ollie and Nim coming in from Donut side of things.
Yes, but
P90 and
only
Apple will pick
carrying
up
Maggie on
first.
side. Dan is caught fumbling all the way out there. Oh, he spotted.
Gets the one. Will the defuse be stuck? No. Flashbang thrown. Ronnie Ollie in position.
Oh, but it's not contested.
Holds the line.
But Ronnie Ollie can't be waiting this long. He just can't.
No kit, but
Oh,
it's
it's
enough.
good though. It's good.
No time.
It's enough.
Without a kit, this might just be the round. A heartbreaking end to a really valiant retake, but I don't think there's enough time
No,
left
this,
on the
this
clock.
surely is enough. Surely,
Oh my
yes.
gosh. Well, my music kit has lied to me, and with that, the second round on the board for Team Red. And wow,
Is this
what a
enough to bring them
retake.
back into the game?
The momentum now surely
is
lies with the
sitting-
CTs, even though the score lies with the Ts. And the
Healy
AWP
Dog is
hits the
sitting
down,
at
Healy Dog
10
picks it up.
kills.
The scoreboard
Okay.
suddenly showing one man leading the way for this defensive side. But if the defensive supporting pieces can keep chipping in like that, we might have a little game on our hands. Although, as we see, 5 and down, first on the line, Nomakaris found one, lining up the utility, and it's just going to be Ronioli and Nin again in position. This really aggressive lean, though, will just stop one. That's the bomb hitting the ground, but both defenders
Cave
down.
is just
And
hit.
again, forced to
He
keep
is
his backs
gone.
away. Off the line.
Molly's bad, but it's just like the side is gone, and they're all in CT. It's
3
just not
versus
where you want
4.
to be
How do you
retaking
even
from.
make this retake happen?
These smokes, however,
so
will
aggressive.
serve a little bit in the advantage of
Three
CT.
stacked up into the Jaguar position. One in main, timing missed. Healy Dog does not want the fight. Someone Cars fan 1 steps out onto the site. Chance being given up. 8-bit Ice left in a 1 versus 2. Down to Page Key. Left in position. Just sitting atop
No
the
kit.
box. Not even considering it.
And there's no time.
And I'm getting a voice chat request from Weedroller419. That's gonna be a decline. Get out of here, Weedroller.
Interesting.
And
Yep.
Page Key will miss the shot, but eventually they both go down. All hit the dirt, and all go dead. 5 versus 2. Advantage attacking side. I must recenter myself. These annoying worms cannot disrupt me. Okay. 1 hero M4 out of the CT side. Other than that, full rifles on the attacking side, the AWP on Page Key.
Looking at a split from T. And Nim is gonna open this up. It's just
Shot
not
out of
enough.
Page Key.
Just put down.
Eins.
Z, however, does find Omar Cashman 1 with the USP of all things.
USP chips in for
Which is
impact,
a
as Healy's
really
M4 finds one as well.
Good.
Half the
Looking
way,
feasible.
we'll get the refrag
Underdog
onto
does take
Landers.
on one.
This is the man
This
to
is a
watch
2
with the
versus
gun.
3.
Although Z with
And-
the
and
AK
this
in
was a
hand,
save.
actually, I should
This was
say,
a save
picks up
from
another
T.
full save, just Kuranagi left. And he done. M4 in hand.
Oh.
Might be
Oh,
looking
the
to kill here.
USPS.
Oh,
The
Rodioli's
USPS.
USP just picks up the kill and gets away with the AWP.
It's a very interesting game plan to go for the USPS instead of the op at that gameplay.
But so
the
impressive
USPS
that it
has
worked.
been, the USPS has been the MVP of that round. Caught
Indeed.
2 kills against
Somehow,
full rifle.
chipping in. And as we say, those supporting pieces are now starting to pick up the pace. Still a lot of output out of Dan and Nomakaris Fan 1, but Healy still very much showing that Ancient is a map to be played. And posted up.
Healy just showing
an
that
AK.
it makes sense that Healy was the favorite coming into this. It's just not like even as much of a challenge Dan and all
Indeed, although falling into Donut gives up a lot of this space into A main. But does look as though the CTs are okay with that. Single flash comes out. Just down at the
I think they're reading that this is a fake. They're reading that this is a fake. They're reading the T side are coming back, however.
all the way
though.
off.
Interesting.
Strange.
It's
Fakes on top
interesting
of
strategy.
fakes on top of fakes.
Yeah. Is this one a playbook from the playbook of Team Rajiri? Are they learning Team Rack? And how is 8-bit going to take this? 8-bit
Maybe that's why it's getting the one. The Eagle bringing out, but not quite finding its mana. But
This is just aim practice for Healy Dog.
HK last left.
And he finds a
picks up
fourth.
all 4.
That was just aim practice for Healy Dog at that point.
And he did not fail the check. He passed every single stage of the questioning.
Hi, and we're looking at a 4-5, which is, again, a very, very similar sort of situation that we've been seeing throughout.
Yes. Although a little reversed, as it's, for once they actually have the lead over on Team Rack side of things.
They do. However, it's still very, very close.
These 3 worms continue to message me while I attempt to cast this game. As Z down with just 1, but it is a big scalp. And Nomakaris Fan 1, however, finds 2 and takes the bomb site over. The question is now, this retake coming in
The
from
B-side
mid
hold
with the
from Team Rajiri is
AWP.
just not
As
enough.
the bomb goes down.
We do have a kit, finally.
Oh, picks up HK. Doesn't go in for its second shot. This main lean from Healy. Now looking for his
true.
impact on the round. Yet to find it. Does
Let's
get
find
one
one.
now onto Kuranagi and puts Anomalous Cars back 1 HP.
Let's
As the
find
last
2.
man defending this bot side, but
Oh,
it's not quite enough.
they just need to stop this.
And
Just
with that,
stop
they've
this
stopped
man.
it. Is that it? Is that the clutch? The ace clutch? No. But no kit. Has he got time?
He does pick up the
No
kit,
time.
but it's just not time.
4 kills, stalls the clock, runs the time down. Anomalous Fan 1 shows that he wants to hold on to this lead here on Ancient. And with shooting like that, he may just have
slippery.
done it.
Looking at a lot of economy from CT side.
Indeed, the CT
op
side's starting
is
to build up
in
a bit of a
Linus'
bank.
first hand,
And
which
no
is
AWP to
interesting.
match
He's
it on the other
almost
side of things.
24.
Interesting that it hasn't been handed over to Healy.
Yes, they are, however, buying smoke grenades now, which I appreciate. I'm always a fan of any utility. See that in itself has completely stopped this rush from happening.
Indeed, the utility finally starting to come in out of this defensive side, but the util's still going onto the side.
One smoke.
Healy's in position.
And
Picks up the one.
the
Has
Healy
the bomb
dog.
under his command now.
Oh, and that must have been noticed.
Burrowed in.
An interesting flashbang from Healy Dog.
Interesting, but seems the sheer presence of it has stalled the enemy away.
Cave over is dismantled, and we're looking at a very hard hold for Healy. But that bomb is in a very bad position for Healy. Oh, and he's just picking up heads. He's picking up two,
Picks up a
three.
clean 2 right there. As I still can't work out how to fucking turn off Steam notifications, but it looks as though Healy, with just Landers left alive, the spray is good.
A fork, yeah.
Holds the site. And as we go into the last round of the first half, the money is so solid. Alright, Ruff, if you don't want me to shift tab, then shut the fuck up, bro. Anyway, the money's so solid on the CT side that they can get everything that they want, as it's 3 P90s and 2 Novas on this attacking side. But the smoke comes in, they're just going to walk straight through that. The M4 finds one, the M4 lines up 3 more, 8 Dice and Z combine. Normal Crossbound 1 does get 2 though, and may switch over to the M4 here. Nim with the AWP pulls it out just in time. It's going to have to be the shot here. Missed. 2 versus 2 we go. Kits in hand, he's in position. Looking for the space.
Still. T side.
2 P90s. 3 per round flank.
Ronnie is cut out.
Landers low.
This gives
Is he
a lot of
considering? Yes, he
space
is.
for Healy Dog.
Gets his man. And will get both. And with that, the defuse should come in nice and easy,
And it's
evening
a
us up at
6-6
another
again.
6-6 half. They can't keep doing this.
Very much so, nailed by 24-6 from Healy Dog.
24 and 6 is incredible. 8-bit Ice following close behind on 9 and 10. Well, close-ish behind on 9 and 10. And we look now to see what pocket strats they have up their sleeve on the T side over on Team Red Yuri.
Yes, and you know, Anomaly Chaos Fun 1 has been active throughout this whole entire game at 19-9. However, that was because they started at T side. Can Anomaly Chaos Fun 1 actually keep this momentum for CT side, or will he fall asleep like he has for the last few CT games?
Keeping up this form on a defensive side, so hard for this player sometimes comparatively, as it's just Landers to be tested alone on the B side. Anom now tucks into Jag. Healy and the Nom, the head-to-head of the series.
Checking.
Excuse me. Instant hard clear.
Name.
And
Van
Anom
finds
picks
the
up 2.
name.
8-bit Ice.
Or
Would have been a victim there. 2
currently,
left alive.
Caesar is in a very
1
strange
and
position.
gun empty. Nim
Oh,
picks up
but
1.
Nim, if Nim was fighting
Eventually
Anomaly
the
Chaos
cover
Fun 1,
is
not
good
Dan,
from Van. And the defuse comes in. Plenty of time left on the clock, and again the lead goes over to this, what is now the defensive side of Team Rack. Now
Nim
they have
is,
money to buy into their guns.
sorry, Anomaly Chaos Fun 1 did pick up a nice 3k there. But the pistol rounds are a little bit more aggressive. So let's see if, still, an MP9, so I think the history of aggression will continue.
Certainly it will, and with the SSG08 in hand on Dan in this mid position, this mid aggression actually, is it going to discover this B push before the B push even happens? It just might. The question is it too slow? Just the FAMAS left alive, the site is already swarmed. The bomb's going down. FAMAS finds nothing. Nim shoots Landers in the side of the head.
The scout is just not where you want it. At that distance, it's just not that good.
Indeed. And now, with
Healy Dog
these
and Anomaly
SMGs
Chaos
inside of the site, 3 versus 3, space control.
The crossfire.
Nom finally goes down. 2 versus 2 now left. 8-bit Ice and Nim. Nim around the world, going to be struck back here eventually, and somehow, despite all of that carnage, eventually recovered.
Yeah, Anomaly Chaos Fun 1 picks up another 3 and takes the lead from Healy Dog at 25-10.
25 and 10 for this player inside of the server. This is impressive work. Impressive work out of this this young Italian rifler who we know has such fury on his entries, and he's trying to bring that back over to the CT side. And
currently, Final 64 on a rifle, interestingly enough, while the rest of the team chooses to
indeed,
light buy or save.
this is a very strange financial situation that they find themselves in here, but it does look as though the money was there, and this hero rifle will be the piece that tries to put this round together, and it does look as though it's leaning towards A right now.
What is the T side hoping to achieve with this rifle all alone? Is it just to feed the rifle towards them?
Finds the one back. Looks for the fight, backs away from it, detects 2. That's the space informed. The question is it enough information, actually, that with that 1-for-1 out of Healy in the middle position of the map, they're going to consider this. No, the Nim AK picks up 1 on that aggressive push, and now we go 3 versus 3. And Landers will be the first on the line to be tested. The Z-Mac 10 runs wide. Landers picks up 1. Page chimes in for a second.
Just a trade.
Ronioli left. Picks up the 1 with the MPI. Not quite enough. Will end up being shot in the back by Dan.
This 9-6 is not where we want to find Team Nigerian. It's just...
No, it's a tough scoreline to come back from, but finally we see it. That big piece, the big green, comes out of Healy on the defense.
Funny enough, even with that hero rifle buy, they can still afford a full buy.
Indeed, a lot of money here somehow on this offensive side, but the lack of utility may come back to haunt them a little bit. This Orc playing very, very passive over towards the A side of the map, but the read is so good, this 3-man setup. Will it go down? No, 1 man goes down with nothing.
Oh,
Nim, the
Nim
double
is
entry is so sharp. Nim!
Triple! Oh, and the flashbang doesn't even matter. It's way too late.
The rifle works so sharp, so quick. Dan
When
comes
C
in,
picks up
just a
another.
normal Akaris fan left. Surely he's saving his rifle here. 1 versus 5, you can't be going for this.
And they haven't even had any damage onto them.
Indeed,
However,
Ben
no
Steel
one
8045 and
can
Rafty 8020 in chat. Sure, there's not a round you can retake ever, even if he just gets the 1. The time's so short. Only an M4, no AK. This is a very hard round to piece together.
That triple K on Nim was just
That
an
entry
incredible
was so fast. Let me look over at the player now.
and it's taking off work from Healy Dog. Meanwhile, normal cars are just running around finding picks.
Indeed. Ego frags really at this point. Does look as though Nim has decided to go down with the ship. Quite respectable after those entries. Really, that bomb site belonged to Nim. And there can be no doubt.
Sure. Looking at a 9-7, and you know what? I might have been more concerned at 9-6, but 9-7 is a more respectable scoreline, especially
There's
now
something
that
to
we're
be done
looking
and
at.
something to be said here, certainly.
Yeah. We're looking at it again. Oh, never mind. We're looking at still a quite strong hold, actually. Oh, they seem very indecisive in CD spawn as they keep running around.
And just
what the
left
hell?
here. We'll find the 1 on the side. The wall brings out, doesn't get it.
Might
The
just
wall
be
takes
enough.
his head off. But it goes up the line, but Landers will eventually get 1 through the smoke onto Z.
Ape and I starts planting the bombs.
Too late.
Going
The molly though doesn't get any. Although the back is turned and Ronnie goes down.
Ooh. That is a scary player to go up against. No one cares.
Now, Healy left, posted on the line, AWP in hand. 2 versus 3, the retake is
Oh,
possible.
Ape and Ice
Ice comes in for 1. Comes in for 2,
Oh, it
in
was a
fact, I
second.
should say. And Healy is
Oh,
just
and
there
Healy
to
died.
clean it up. A full house between Healy and 8-bit Ice. Sharp
The
work
sporting
out of
pieces
both.
are really coming into play. We're really seeing
certainly
these
are.
hero
8-bit
moments from
Ice
Nim
stepping
and
up.
8-bit Ice.
Nim as well,
It's
certainly.
the thing that it's what I said from before that we want to see from Inferno carried over into Ancient, and really are exciting to see. It's starting to see glimpses of it in these last 2 rounds. Can they keep it up? That's the question.
Indeed, and one has to hope that this game will go the full distance.
Oh, and
I
look
would
at
love to
this
see it go all
A
24.
side 5 rush. Meanwhile,
5
B side
players,
is
it's totally open
completely
business.
uncontested.
Not a single defender. And now they must know it's the A-side gamble they'll plant, and they must be setting up for this flank already, or will they? No. Just look as though they haven't even begun to consider it. They're all looking deep. They're going to get a rude awakening soon if they don't start looking behind. 1, 2,
but Z
teed up
is
by
just
Z. Gets the 2. Wall brings out, finds a miss. Nim will pick up the kill though. Page in position. Hit down by the AWP. All comes on Landers. 1 versus 3. MP7 in hand. Go on, son. Gets the AK.
Okay.
Royale cleans up. A little bit of mind games. Doesn't manage to get enough done there.
we did really see a really good play from Z. These past 3 rounds has been a really good play from Rhino, a really good play from Abidice, and a really good play from Z, catching the rotates or the lurkers. So it is shaping up to be a very interesting game of Anubis. Sorry, Anubis Ancient. I keep mixing up this.
And I think we must say as well, what an absolute joy it is, simply, to watch the players on this team, especially those that we had our reservations about, really come into their own and start putting up the firepower. And as we say, Nim of all people finds a frag onto an anomalous. Although Lander's actually straight back in with 2, holding sight. And now, down here to reinforce. Setup is good, the AWP rings out, but it doesn't go in for another. And just like that,
but he's reloading.
Nim caught.
Nim is down. It's a 1 versus 2.
But the bomb's not down.
Really not good help.
HKey will drag Team Rack over the line up to 10 rounds at double digits first.
Nim currently at 17-17, really known for those rushes and picking up those kills early on, but it just doesn't have the same ice in veins as 8BitEye seems to have in these situations.
Indeed, these late round situations can sometimes be tough. However, with 2 players hitting 30 inside the server right now, I think the most important absence to note here on Ancient is Vibe and Dan only on 16 and 16. The output from this player a little less than what we've come to expect.
It's true, and it is seemingly interesting. We're thinking, is this because are they trading posts? Is Dan sort of letting Normal Charisma 1 now catch up with these past rounds, or has Normal Charisma 1 really wakened up? He's really putting up a strong performance defending. And is this because of the map? Is this because that Normal Charisma 1 has finally found his air on CT?
It's hard to say, but as the bomb goes down, Kuronagi gets the 1, and the AWP is there to cover. But Nim very quick on the donk slide entry.
Oh, the pitch key is just...
Normal Charisma 1 in position. Healy picks up 1, and it's just going to be Healy again, AWP in hand, with it all to do. Picks up 1, just Landers left. The shot would be incredible, but no, Landers will just close the clutch. Gets up to 11, and now the money's starting to look dire, and now you're starting to ask questions. Now you're starting to ask how this ends.
Not a scoreline you want to be at.
We are in the final dying moments of Ancient after a very close Inferno that went the way of Team Red Yuri, and a very close Dust 2 that did just go the way of Team Rack. We're now on to this Hero AK. Walking into the B site. The overwhelming pace from Z. Goes down with nothing. A sharp shot out of Healy.
Oh, but Normal Charisma 1 caught fumbling on the reload, and B-side is interestingly in the hands of T for the most part.
Landers is down with just 1. Tech9 picks up the M4. Healy borrowed into position.
Watching for this CT2, and
picks up 1, down to 29. The last is unknown though. Kuronagi has made a step now.
It's the Kuronagi P90.
But so is Healy. Drops away to
looking at 8BitEye's and Hughdog's health, this is really unfortunate that Kuronagi is last, because the spray can just like
could
take down
absolutely win this round.
The last few health remaining. Oh, but 8BitEye
and in fact will do it. Gets them up to 12. What a 1v2. The young Ukrainian superstar with the P90 gets them across the line.
It's not the person you want to see being last alive when you have so little HP.
You know that P90 is going to make quick work of what little is left of your health bar. It was a very valiant attempt, but now it has to be 3 on the bounce, even just to force overtime. I hope we have overtime enabled.
Otherwise, we're looking at a nice and swift draw.
Indeed, a draw would not be what we expected.
But we're looking at a swift gameplay with.
Although this B entry already coming in, Z is walking casually into the bomb site. But Landers and Anon combined. 5 versus 3. Is this the death throws now? Anon picks up 2. Anon picks up 3. And who else but 34 kills? Anon Lucaris fan 1. Healy placed into the clutch. Can he? Surely he can't piece this one together for the team.
It would have to be another ace.
And with that, the game is over. But what a series it has been. What an incredible series.
Definitely the closest series, isn't it? And we were really worried at the start about balancing, but this has been by far the most balanced game.
It was beautiful. This was Counter-Strike at its finest.
Truly.
And what a beautiful game that was. And I'll be disconnecting from the server now, and I suppose we will begin conducting exit interviews. And I would invite you to head over to the other channel and collect the first member, perhaps of the winning team, for their first exit interview.
I will do so.
Thank you very much.
We have first one of the strong houses from our not silent, definitely not silent, but definitely a workhorse from Team Rack, maybe even an epic horse here to join us.
An epic horse here to join us, and good of you to come and speak with us. Anom, what a series! Congratulations first. I do believe are in order for an incredible series played by yourself and by your whole team. But what a way for it to go! What a way for it to go! Were you expecting it to be as close as this?
I was expecting it to be closer, actually.
Closer than this, than a 3-map affair that needed almost all the rounds on every map.
Indeed, I was actually expecting to have to fight a lot harder for those last 3 rounds on Ancient. We were seeing both teams basically at their finest, heated up. Healy Dog was as scary as we thought he would be, I must say. I cannot describe the pride in my team seeing them grow and get their own spot under the spotlight. I'm very glad that we were able to pull together these 3 maps. It's been some absolute Counter-Strike play.
Indeed, and a really impressive 3 maps they were. And I'd like to talk a little bit, I suppose, first about Inferno. And something that we spoke a little bit about on the desk, perhaps compared to what we saw, especially out of your side on the later 2 maps, was a little bit of a lack of tactical depth on Inferno sometimes, especially in your CT side setups. Do you think that was a fair assessment? As we of course saw they improved as the series went on, but do you think your CT side of Inferno was a little weaker than you would have expected, and you tended to just, as one says, stand and bang and just shoot your way out of situations? Or
I think I was banking far too much on my A side players performing their duty of aggression, while me and PageKey stood as sentries for B, and that was a very passive way of playing that in the later rounds we started abandoning. And sometimes it works, sometimes it didn't, but it really came into its own when we played Dust on the CT side, and we were just...
Speaking about that switch from Inferno to Dust 2, Inferno ends and Team Red Yuri wins. What are your feelings going into this? How are you feeling? What are your thoughts? What was the change in tactics? What was really the thing that got you that edge between Inferno and Dust 2?
Well, you'll notice at the start of Inferno, I was fragging out far more. And toward the beginning of Dust 2, I just focused purely on making calls and IGL duties. And the greatest feeling that an IGL can have is not having the time to rotate before your team dismantles the other team. And when that first happened on, I think it was one of the first 4 rounds of Dust, it was the first round we had won on the CT side. I immediately knew, like, that determination welling up in me. We would not lose this map. We were going to take it to map 3 at the very least. And after that,
did.
We were like Desmond Doss, just give us one more.
And you certainly did. And as you say, you were taking it round by round. And I mean, I think after what must have been a really heartbreaking defeat on Inferno, I would love to have been a fly on the wall and know what did you say to the troops to help them believe that this series could go the distance?
I'm trying to remember my exact words because I did give a speech. After I said GG go next at the end of Inferno, and we were just loading straight into Dust, I feel like it was when Danny also unmuted for the first time and just started IGLing with me. And I also started employing some unorthodox tactics.
Was that a shift in morale then?
It was
within
most
Team
definitely
Rack?
a shift in morale. Team Rack, I think Team Rack came into their own when the other 3 players of the team just started like speaking to us, because our communication got so much better after the second map or after the first map that by the end I did not have to even worry about my any of my other players.
Well, on the balancing side of things, that was one of our considerations. We were very concerned because we had Danny and Rack on your team, which both are known to sometimes go without their mics. So we did have that under consideration that it would possibly be communications might be lessened. So, but we're hearing now that you're saying that communications really improved as Dust 2 started.
They improved drastically, not only over the course of this series, but since the previous series as well. The improvement has been monumental. I love seeing these teammates work together now. They are turning into a well-oiled machine, and I'm proud to have been there with them.
Indeed, and I should say as well. I think we've probably got time for one more question from both of us here, and I should say that I think we definitely did start to see a lot more tactical depth out of your team, and especially I think on Ancient, we saw your relentless assault of the B bomb site on the T side was clinical. It was practiced. It was fast, and it was efficient. Was there something that you guys had really worked on, your preparation for Ancient coming into this map?
We focused on Dust 2 and Ancient in our preparation, but I think Ancient is the one that clicked. And I think it clicked when I told my teammates that it was a DM map, and that they only needed to worry about shooting and planting the bomb. It was my first time actually working on smokes and playing team utility, so I think I did a pretty darn good job.
Indeed, and we saw you delivering both on the as we say the tactical front, but also on the fragging front all series. And I think we're just getting word now that you are in fact the OCT MVP of the series in terms of mechanical output here. So congratulations
that's a
on
cup
that.
I'd hang on my wall.
Another one for the HLTV trophy bar.
Indeed.
Anything else from my co-commentator here before we head to our next interview?
Well, we really saw, I think something that we talked a lot about was your performance on CT side versus T side. We really saw that on T side was where you were picking up most of your kills, and CT side you were most of the time playing a lot slower of a game, a lot fewer kills, staying alive a little bit longer. But in Ancient, we really saw that put on its head as you were putting in effort both CT side and T side. Is there anything that went into this? Did you really...
My sheer determination and the locket with Daikaku Helios from hit game Uma Musume that I opened, and I saw her staring back at me. And
I'm sure that's exactly
I have to win
happened.
This map.
And
that's happened.
And thank you for those inspiring words. And I would like to now send you over, if you please, back to the green room and to send the next individual in for their interview.
Of course. Glory to Psy Games.
Glory to Psy Games. As we now wait for our next interviewee. Hopefully.
Well, I got the prodigal son.
There they are, the prodigal son, who I think this was very much, I would call for you, well, first of all, my commiserations on a very hard-fought series that did ultimately end in a loss. But I think you have a lot to be proud of in this series, and I would like the tone of this interview not to necessarily be too much the commiseration of the loss, but more so an appreciation of just how impressive this series was from you individually compared perhaps to some of what we've seen before. I think you were on fire, especially on the first map of Inferno.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I think that first of all, I think we did very well, even for the fact that we lost. At the end of the day, it was a good match. They were both close matches.
Mhm.
The first one, not so much, but that's another point. But I think that we all did well. I think every team member did their best. And at the end of the day, I did feel like I could shine out more because I do feel like there was a lack of more established players on our team. In a way.
Indeed, and
Certainly so, but you are the established player on the team. Especially on Inferno, we saw you picking up multiple, multi kills.
indeed, especially in crucial defensive situations. I think we saw your M4A1S rang out in some really key moments to secure some rounds that eventually managed to bring the game over the line. And do you think? How did you feel about your Inferno CT side?
Well, I truly do feel good about it. I can't say that I don't. I feel, very much came down to my experience with that map, considering it's probably the map I've played the most on, both with all of you and in other games. And at the end, it very much felt good. It was a good match, and we did win. It felt good.
Indeed, your Inferno was great.
Our Inferno was great. I think Healy Dog held a great number of kills as well, and was a substantial help to the team.
Healy Dog was the match favorite.
Yeah.
How did it feel playing with him?
Well, it's been a while since we played together, and I feel like the chemistry of Healy Dog with the rest of the team was great for someone who has not been here for that long. And it was good to have him back, and I'm looking forward to play with and against him in the future, because we're doing this again, right?
Of course. But I find myself. If you don't mind, I would like to turn my eyes to the final two maps of this series, which was where the heartbreak
we did less well
began
yes.
and ended on Dust 2 and Ancient, and I suppose the place to start might be Dust 2, where it felt as though the team perhaps didn't quite feel as again, the map was very close, and we saw some real moments of brilliance from a lot of players in that game, but it seemed as though the team didn't quite have as much cohesion to pull it across the line, although we did see some great ideas being called. And do you think there was a little bit less tactical prep on Dust 2 compared to the other two maps, or
very much so? I think we were a lot more prepared for a map like Inferno, while maps that are lesser played in our group, like those two maps, we unfortunately didn't do very well on, and I think that more prep could have done us better, absolutely. And it's unfortunate that we didn't have the time and availability to do so, especially considering that before the game I was not even available to play.
Indeed, and without a warm-up, you certainly did perform impressively. How about from you, my co-commentator? Anything to ask our young prodigy here?
Well, I think it was quite simple gameplay from Iberites. Very impressive clutches, specifically. Also, I think that you found a lot of kills where other people on your team could have maybe not. And it was very impressive to see that step up in gameplay, especially in Inferno, and on the later half of Ancient. Your name was being brought up a lot, I think, on our desk. So I think that it's definitely the sort of gameplay that we would like to be seen more of a player like you. I think that was a very good tournament for you.
Indeed, we saw some great play out of you there.
That does lead me to wanting to come more prepared for future tournaments, both on a person level and on a team level. I think that could improve the performance and increase chances of winning tremendously. And
indeed,
yeah,
and
obviously that's something that we all want.
Inferno was felt heavily.
I'd like to end the interview, I think, on a more positive note, which is that I think I don't think it would be an unfair assessment to say that in terms of raw mechanical output, the other team certainly had, Team Rax that is, certainly had a little more
Absolutely.
raw output among their fraggers. But the fact that this series was so close, I think speaks volumes to the tactical depth of your team. And I know I spoke to your IGL before this series, and I'd love to get your thoughts on how you felt that the calling of Z was able to keep your team competitive in this series.
I believe Z being IGL, well, probably being the right move for this game. I think she would admit so herself. Might not have been the best match, but she still did very well on her, especially on the motivational side. I think she did fantastic and kept us on our feet and going forward. It's a Vibing Dan, thank you for commenting on the on here. The stream is on YouTube. There's a link on the chat that you're not in the CS2 chat. But I think it's absolutely something. But I think Z did great, and I absolutely do commend her for that, because it takes a lot to be an IGL. And I think that that's definitely something that I might personally be looking to get into myself.
Indeed, and very impressive and inspirational and exciting to hear about the future of yourself and this team. And with that, I would like to say thank you again for your time. My commiserations on a very close and very hard-fought loss. If you'd like to return to the green room and send in the next person for their interview, that would be great.
I'll grab another person from Team Rack.
Thank you. What a series we had here today, chaps. What a series indeed. Truly one for the history books, one of the all-timers. Yeah, another intermission being carried out by your good friend Intermission Hound. He really does love his intermissions, this fella, as he loads into the aim map so that he can inspect some skins to give you guys something to look at while he conducts the interviews.
Hello, I'm here for my interview.
We've had a bit of an invasion from a member that I did not invite here. It specifically said Team Rack member.
Yeah, well, they didn't want to, so I'm just here to do my due diligence, pay my legal tender, and you know, say my piece.
And I think we're glad to speak with you on this one. I don't know why my CS is fucking crashed, so the B-roll footage is going to be just this loading screen, I guess now. But what a series it was. And I must again say, as to 8-bit, my commiserations and also congratulations on a very hard fought series. And as I say, my commiserations on a heartbreaking defeat across this series. But what a series it was! How did it feel to be in the server for this dragging marathon of a series?
Well, you know, like I thought, you know, the most important thing aside from, you know, just being here is having fun. Okay, so and I think that's what we all did. You know, I gotta congratulate. I have my team to thank for everything, really. And you know, even though we lost, you gotta take it in stride, man. That's just how it is. That, you know, it is what it is. But you gotta keep going, and you gotta move on. You know.
Speaking about that morale, team cooperation, how is it feeling? Especially, I mean, Inferno was a great game for Team Red Yuri, but with how Dust 2 was heading, especially on the second half and going into Ancient, how was morale among the players? How is everyone feeling?
Well, we were riding that high from the first game, obviously, and then you know, and it kind of dipped as we lost the second round. But you know, our spirits are high for the last one, and I think even when we lost, we took it in stride.
I see.
And that's really inspirational to hear, because I think that's something that we were just hearing as well from 8-bit Ice, was that the morale in your team was being kept very high, especially by your IGL. See, and
yeah, definitely.
And how do you think that very morale style of play, especially after such a strong and dynamically tactically called Inferno, did you feel that actually playing playing a game that really felt like your own game on your own terms actually really helped get some of the round wins, especially against a team that was packing a lot of firepower?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Oh dude, just the fact that we were coordinated like helped so much to like get that win on Inferno. Especially because that's like the map that we all knew the best.
Hmm.
You know, we just knew Dust 2 and Ancient just a little less well, so you know, it kind of took the wind out of our sails a little bit.
Yeah. I want to speak a little bit about your performance, moving on from team play. Something that we mentioned with Abadi's performance also, but your performance was also quite high, especially in support of Healy Dog in some of those rounds where Healy Dog may have been top fragging, but without the support of the teammates could probably not close out those rounds. But in Inferno and in Ancient specifically, we saw you really getting rounds where you get 2 or 3 kills, which were really necessary to piece together a round.
Yeah.
How did you feel about those rounds? How did you feel about your performance? Do you feel
I was surprised with myself, but you know, I just try to be a supporting anchor for my teammates. I think, you know, me and Healy Dog, we have quite a similar sort of thought process, which is no thoughts at all. You know, when we swap the dualies on the on the first round on CT and we just run down the enemy team, that's like, you know, that's the kind of, you know, that's the kind of rounds where magic happens, I think.
Indeed, and something I'd actually quite like to touch on as well, regarding your own individual play throughout the series, was I was impressed by the amount that that you were picking up the AWP with Healy on your team, especially in the first 2 maps. And I was wondering, was there any tactical reasoning behind some rounds it was yourself and some rounds it was Healy with the AWP?
Well, we mostly went by feeling. You know, if you know, the last game, Healy Dog made a tactical decision to switch to predominantly using rifles instead of the op, and so I got to take over the op role. Before that, we kind of switched it based on feeling.
That's very interesting, and something I also wanted to touch on as well. Perhaps as a more, I think a positive. Well, I mean, I think there's a lot of positive notes to take from this series and this interview. But something I wanted to touch on just here at the close was on Ancient, which ultimately was a tough map for you guys. Well, I mean, a well-played map from both sides, but ultimately did end in a heartbreaking loss. We saw some absolutely ferocious entrying with the AK-47 out of you, especially on the A site. A lot of these really aggressive slides out into instant headshots, including an especially memorable triple kill to open up the bomb site in, what I believe was something like round 19 or 20. That was simply fire and ferocity that I think we haven't seen out of you for much before, and well, not in a bad way, but I think we suddenly saw taken to new heights today. And was this something that you felt you've been practicing your aggressive entering, or was this just in the moment?
I'm gonna be real. I just kind of entered like a fugue state when I made entry on A, and when I opened my eyes again, 3 people were dead. So that's all I can say about that.
That is quite impressive, and good to hear that you're finding that zone.
Make sure you don't find yourself with a gun in real life, otherwise we'll have a bit of a problem on our hands.
Indeed, it is so. And with that, I would say thank you again for your time. Commiserations on a really tough loss.
Yeah, of course.
Congratulations on a great performance out of you individually. Would you like to please return to the green room and send in the next fellow for the interview? Thank you so much for your time.
Very, very strong players.
Indeed, and so interesting to hear their thoughts on this series. I mean, I think it was a very close series, so it's absolutely enlightening to hear from each of the players on how they felt it played.
Definitely, I don't see Z in the wagering room, so I don't think we'll be getting an exit entry from Z. But also Z, I mean, as we briefly chatted on before, Z is coming into this with 0 hours of sleep.
Indeed, a real lack of sleep from that player, but certainly not a lack of impact on the series being felt, I think. So I think that.
I mean, I think we can give that Inferno win almost entirely to those tactics and that kind of that impact was really felt through the air yelling, even if it wasn't felt through the CS stats. It was certainly felt just in the calls that were made and the expert level of tactics that were able to kind of take over the lead, not only to match Team Rack, but to surpass them in Inferno.
Indeed, I think we can definitely agree on that one. Tactically, Inferno was a masterclass, and I'm just wondering who's going to be our next
open
exit
box.
Interview. Open box. I don't think I will be opening a box, but I can't help but notice, Healy, you're there in chat, but you haven't come for your exit interview yet. So
yeah, why don't you come over?
We're still just waiting on the last. Anyone who wants to do an exit interview before we wrap up things here on the main A stream broadcast.
Perhaps if no one comes. There we go. Healy Dog.
There he is. I don't believe anyone else wanted to give an exit interview, I think, today, sadly. But the man of the hour and the man to whom, and I think I'll change the B-roll footage to an AWP for this. The man of the hour, certainly. We had our questions about your individual level coming back into this series. We were worried, would he be able to deliver on the level that we know that this player could in his prime? And I think we must say we were blown away. This series from you was a tour de force across all 3 maps, despite a heartbreaking loss in the close. Incredible individual level. Were you surprised by your own level, or was this about where you expected yourself to be?
I was a little surprised, I'll be real. Obviously, coming back after not playing for a month, it was a bit shaky between myself. I was like, I didn't know how I was going to play, but obviously, once we hit the ground running, that first Inferno game, it was done. I was like, yeah, I'm back in it. So,
and you certainly were back in it. Sorry,
you were definitely the favorite coming into this. A bit of a wild card. How did you feel playing against these players? A lot of the players that we see. Quite similar tactics. How did you feel about being that sort of wild card that could deliver this incredible impact? Was it nerve-wracking at points? Did you kind of feel nervous about having to deliver after that Inferno game, or how did it go?
I feel coming into the game, especially you've mentioned this before, their team on paper was a lot more mechanically as like a powerhouse, if you know what I mean. In terms of their skill to just win aim duels, but I knew my team. I knew that tactically we could do this, and once the match started and we got into it, it showed like that first Inferno and showed me that we can actually do this. You know what I mean? If we play our cards right, we can do this. So again, it's just once we got into Inferno and those first rounds started coming through, I just knew I was like, yeah. This team will work for me. So.
And I want to talk again about the output there, because we heard you say it yourself, and we have, I will admit, been saying it all evening here on the caster/analyst/ whatever else we do, exit interview and technical desk and host desk. We were saying about the perhaps slight difference in output between the teams, and about how the firepower over on the Team Rack side was so heavy. And perhaps it sometimes felt as though we were looking at what might have been, in essence, a 2-against-1 in terms of those really high-capacity fraggers in a lot of these rounds. Did that change how you played at all? Did you felt when you knew what the nameplates were and what you were going up against and how you had to play those rounds, or did you find that you just played it as you would any other game?
It definitely, obviously, because I haven't played with these people in quite a while, it took me a while to see how they would play and react to it. And to this, I would like to thank, my teammates, like especially 8-Bit. I think 8-Bit had an amazing game. Having those teammates, I saw them being able to frag out. I was like, yeah, I can do this. And that gave me the confidence of being able to take these fights against Dan and Stated. And I'd also like to thank my ATP little energy drink that I had by my side the whole game. Kept me running, kept me in the game. So, yeah,
kept you fueled and kept you hungry. And I think we certainly saw a lot of that hunger in how you played. You were always looking for these openings and these ways into rounds. And I think especially I would say on Inferno, you were beyond ferocious when it came to trying to find those openings into rounds. And I wonder perhaps, do you think that there was something about how the team played on Inferno in that faster, more fluid style compared to the other two maps that have made that easier for you, or how did you find the tactics played into the system?
So this was actually discussed beforehand. When we looked at the maps, obviously Inferno's a lot closer of a map. You can take these angles, these awkward angles, unexpected angles. While when you go into something like Dust 2, it's very aim-based, it's very long. So we came into Inferno thinking this is probably our best chance to, get going, because that was our play style for the game. We were going to try and take these fights that make it awkward for the other team. Don't let them trade, you know what I mean? Take these fights that when they walk in, they're like, why the hell is he there? You know what I mean? And then we knew coming into Dust 2, it's a very sort of aim-based map. It's got all these long angles. So the idea with Dust 2 is I was going to try play middle and then rotate to whichever side was obviously being hit the most. But obviously, by the end of that game, they just, in my opinion, just out-aimed us that game. And it all came down to Ancient, which was closer, and you could tell. It's very similar to Inferno. You've got these angles you can take. But that was our main sort of play style going into it.
Indeed. And
go
ahead, yeah.
I wanted to mention with the gun that we see on stream also, opping, we saw quite a few really good games, especially with the op. You were nailing people to the walls. In Ancient, however, we saw you forego the op as you chose to pick up the rifle instead, and the op fell into Rhino64's hands. What was the... we heard from Rhino that it was all kind of mostly just, how you were feeling at the moment. What was that feeling that kind of made you forego the op and for the rifle?
So like Rhino was saying, it was very much off feeling on how I'm feeling with the AWP at the current moment. So one of the rounds on Dust 2 especially, I'm pretty sure I got an ace with the AWP. That's when I knew I could keep it, and I was going off with it quite. But when I got onto Ancient, I started a couple rounds with the AWP, peeking middle, missed a couple shots, and I knew that with Ancient, I was playing this sort of role where I had to come in at the last second and sort of back up the people that were anchoring down the site. And if I had an AWP at that point, obviously I was defending the rush-in. I wouldn't be able to I wouldn't be able to keep that many players away from me at a time. So I forgoed the AWP. I gave it to Rhino, and I picked up the rifle to hopefully be able to, hold these angles quicker and be able to flick onto other players faster. And it ended up working, especially being able to tie that, going from, I think it was 3-6 to 6-6 at half, which I'm quite happy with the call there. So.
And I think it worked out. It worked out very well for you. And I think, as we've been sort of saying throughout, and I can only reiterate again, what an impressive series this was from you, and again from your whole team. In fact, against what was perhaps a slightly uphill battle in terms of firepower, you guys managed to make it really competitive. And I think I can only offer my greatest respect for that.
Yeah. What I will say as well is, everyone performed well. He had some great calls for being IGL on that amount of hours of sleep. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
8-bit was just popping off on Inferno. I think it was Inferno.
He had a brilliant Inferno.
Yeah, he had a really, really good getting headshots. Rhino was playing like a little rat. It was amazing to see. Even Rowley was getting these clutch kills in these rounds, and it was great to see from everyone, really.
Indeed,
so I'm glad to be back. Glad to be back.
We saw great moments out of basically every individual on your team, and I think that that speaks to the cohesion that you had, the faith that you had in each other, and as you say, the teamwork that you all shared, and that brought this series all the way to 3 maps and made it the closest, and I would say by far the most exciting series that we've had here at the OCT tournaments so far this month. And once again, my greatest thanks to you for putting on such a fantastic show for us here. Commiserations on a tough loss, but again, well done. You can hold your head high off of this one. Do you have anything you'd like to say to our viewers before, I think, since everyone who's going to do an interview has done one, I think we'll be wrapping up after this interview?
All I'm saying is keep your eyes out for when I'm actually come back to the game.
I see.
Watch. You'll see.
Fighting words from the Healy Dog. And I suppose I shall throw to my co-caster. Anything you'd like to say before we wrap things up here on the main broadcast?
I actually wanted to have a little sit down and bring actually a final interview, not with the players, but with our caster who's been casting all 3 games. I guess you
Yeah.
can stay here if you'd like,
Yeah, go
or
on,
you can
go
go back to the other.
I'll go back. I'll let you two have your little lovey-dovey moment. Have fun, guys.
A little moment. But I wanted to talk to Duman over here. Third game, you said probably best one that we've seen so far. Most balanced. Finally see us going into third map. How are you feeling about this? And what are your thoughts coming in? Is this an improvement from the sort of gameplay that we saw in the first OCT tournament?
Well, I must first of all say I'm surprised but glad to be getting an interview. And I would say I think that the level of Counter Strike that we saw here today, from my perspective as a caster, was extremely, I would say, was a step up. And I would say I've been really consistently impressed by the improvement in level that we've seen out of these players. And also, as all of the players have reiterated, and as I think we saw certainly in what we were casting here today, the quality of team play between these players, the tactics were more inventive, the tactics were sharper, and indeed a lot of the shots were looking incredibly sharp. I think back to we saw an incredible 1 versus 2 out of Ronioli on Inferno. We saw another incredible 1 versus 2 out of 8-Bit Ice, I believe, also on Inferno. We saw a 1 versus 3 from Rack, where the bomb went down and he played the timer perfectly. And I think that these individual moments of brilliance and these individual moments of really feeling and understanding the game have only ramped up throughout the series. And these tactical positions to get into these spots have gotten better and better and better as the series goes on. As the tournaments have gone on, and I think I got to say, yeah, I'm so proud of both teams and so impressed by the level that they've both been able to reach here at the peak.
Certainly, we've seen quite a really strong personal performances. One of the strongest ones, and one that we don't speak about that often. We do definitely, but maybe not enough as we should when big personalities like Anomal Karas Fun 1 and Hugh Dog is on the stage, is Vibing Danny coming off of this tournament with a 3-0, I believe, right? Winning with Team Lesbians, the other team, and now with Team Rack.
Team Rack, indeed.
What are your kind of thoughts on this? Vibing Danny has been always almost consistently the second position in terms of frags, in terms of kills, and quite a danger to kind of see in the field. What are your thoughts about this individual player?
I think that this young Bosnian sniper has really shown why they are the kind of player that we should be looking out for, because this impact, even when the AWP in their hands is not necessarily the weapon at the top of the board behind Anomal Karas fan, even in those situations, the AWP is always there, always finding impact, holding these positions, holding so much of the map underneath their command. And I think that is one of the things that when we are giving flowers, we have to give our flowers to Vibing Danny, because, as I say, this young Bosnian sniper has just been so consistent in finding output. And I find, even though at the very close of things on Ancient, even though at the end of the first half, I found myself saying the name Vibing Danny a little less than I was used to, I looked at the scoreboard, and 16 frags in the first half, I found myself thinking, that's a little less than usual. And the fact that 16 is a little less than usual, I think really speaks to the sheer consistent output out of that player. And I think you're absolutely right. We got to give the flowers where they're due. What a set of three series it has been from that.
Truly
player.
a hat trick, even a very powerful set of tournaments for Danny. Now moving on a little bit from personal performance, team performance. We've seen a couple interesting strategies come into play. Really strong. I think it feels a little bit wrong talking about this as one of the players in the second tournament, but we really saw a shine in where tactics lie with the OCT tournament, and that this game is definitely more than just send static down main and let him clear everyone out. How do you think things have progressed? Do you think players are forced to play more tactically now? And do you think we're going to see more of that coming into, if we ever in the future host any more performances with more tactics coming into it and more team play?
Well, I'm sure. Well, on that last comment, I'm sure we will be hosting more events in the future going into the new year. I'm sure that the glory and drama of these OCT matches will not be over. But I think it's well observed to say that perhaps what I find the most significant and interesting thing about what you all have said there is that I think it was almost not necessarily by choice but by necessity that these games have been becoming more tactical, because I think, as excellent of a fragger as a Normal Akaris fan 1 is, and I think, again, as always, we must give the man his flowers. He performs at an incredible level so consistently across every map, always hitting those headshots on the entry. But I think that the tactical play has been the real gem of especially this most recent series. And I think that tactical play has often been enough to shut down these really high power fraggers in these crucial moments. And I think that's really exciting to see, because we're seeing an evolution of the Counter-Strike that this group is playing within these in-house matches, because we're seeing that the individual level, while important, can only shine at its absolute brightest when the systems around it are setting up those kills to happen. And I think that's why we will only see how the tactics and dynamics develop further and further. And I, for one, even as I am so often relegated to these casting duties, I'm really excited to see and experience the tactical evolution that happens amongst these players and amongst these teams and amongst these really talented individuals that we have here as time goes on. And I'm enthused at the potential of what
Definitely.
can happen here.
I think we've seen some really beautiful master plan tactic plays, and it really has made teams that can have Z or Steely Glint or Danny or even some people like Xbapu in the first tournament. Really, we can see that this game is quite a bit about teamwork, or mostly about teamwork even, and just seeing those people that can, and even Hidog in this new tournament, are really a morale boosting experience. I think it's very good to see this evolution of play. I do want to mention maybe one last individual mention, one last flowers that doesn't come out as often, but really we really saw a very big sort of impact this time, and in the previous matches we saw quite a lot of impact. Kurinagi with the P90 and the MP9 and the MAC-10, certainly a scary sight. I remember us in Ancient really being afraid once we had strong players. I think it was both, what was it, 8-Bit Ice and Healy Dog at low HP fighting 2v1 against Kurinagi with the P90. And we were scared. We were scared because we knew that Kurinagi with the P90 at that point just had that in the bag. How do you feel about this player's performance and their sort of evolution through these games?
I think it's really, really well said, and absolutely, I think a really important, as you say, a bouquet of flowers to give to this player, because it has been. It has often been a series where Kurinagi is not the one who is expected to step up and deliver, but I think in a lot of those moments, and I harken back to the last match, even a crucial 2 versus 3 on the Nuke A site, clutched up and carried by a Kurinagi MP9 push that really took the wind out of the I believe it was the terrorists' post plant, and I think that was one of those situations. And as you say, we saw here today on the Ancient B site that P90 in the 1 versus 2 secured both the kills, even the last one against Healy Dog, and got the bomb defuse. And I think that this is a player who, despite everything that is being said about the caliber of rifles in this tournament, this is a player who's not afraid to really get stuck in, do absolutely everything that she can and that she needs to make sure that the match is a win. And I think that is so impressive, especially against the quality of rifles that we have here. This I guess fire and passion for the fast play in these games is something that this player has really exhibited almost above all else, almost above everyone else in the tournament. And I think we absolutely deserve to say just how impressed we have been by Kurinagi, not just in today's best of 3, but across all of the best of 3s that we've played. I think this is a player who has been who's been tenacious and unyielding, and
Certainly,
I think that deserves great applause.
Yeah. Certainly, I think that one of the things to learn from Kurenagi definitely is just the lack of fear in its own right is a skill. At the end of the day, a gun is a gun, and if you shoot it at the enemy, that's the way you win the game. I think that Kurenagi's tenacity in those moments and just the ability to be there when the enemy doesn't expect someone to be pushed up all that way with an SMG, and they're already at low health. And Kurenagi is not afraid to put down their life for their team to secure that win. I think that's very commendable and quite the skill to have. The P90 Asimov I see going out here, but that's probably it now from my interview. But I would like to leave you for any closing remarks that you may have as the caster that has been diligently allowing for all this to happen for the past 3 games.
Indeed, and it's been my honor. It has been my honor to cast such an incredible series of games from such an incredible group of players, and it has been my honor to be joined by both originally Anomalakaris fan 1 / Statted on the desk, and then of course Rhino64 during the second series, and of course yourself today. It has been my absolute highest honor and highest dream to play or to witness this great series unfolding in front of me amongst all of these people who I consider my very dear friends playing such beautiful Counter-Strike, and it's been a joyous and happy experience for me to cast alongside all 3 of you throughout this series. So I'd just like to really applaud and give my thanks to everyone who's taken part, everyone who's been involved in the commentary, everyone who's been involved logistically. Another shout out to 8-Bit Ice for the technical side, for making all of this even possible in the first place. And I can only say again how much this all means to me and how grateful I am that everyone has chosen to share these 3 evenings of beautiful Counter-Strike with me. Thank you all for coming. Merry Christmas, and I'll see you in the new year.
Yeah, happy holidays.
And